Katrina and Jerome Kimball are suing their neighbor, 30-year-old student Linda Berger, for vandalizing their truck with acid. Linda is countersuing for being falsely arrested.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 351 on the calendar in the matter of Kimball versus Berger. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. and Mrs. Kimball?
Yes.
You and the defendant are neighbors. According to your complaint, as a result of her causing a disturbance, you called the police, and in retaliation for that, she threw some chemical on your car causing damage.
Yes.
You want her to pay for that damage. Ms. Berger is countersuing for thousands of dollars because she says you had her falsely arrested. She's suing for malicious prosecution. So let's start. How long have you been living at your present location?
2 months.
And you moved in after Ms. Berger was already there?
No, ma'am. We was there quite a bit of time.
We've relocated.
We was there way before she was.
So you moved?
Right.
After this incident?
When she got out of jail, we moved.
How long had you been living in the location where this incident took place?
Almost 2 years.
And how long had Ms. Berger been living there?
About 5 months.
When did this incident occur?
October
October what?
8th, year 2000.
That was in the evening.
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
Previous to this incident, we had called the police several times on Miss Berger because of loud music. We called the manager first, and he was afraid to go down there. Then we would call the owner, and he said, oh, just call the police.
What kind of premises is it? An apartment?
It's trailer park. She was right next to us.
Playing the stereo at 8 o'clock in the afternoon.
You'll have a chance.
In the evening.
Pay attention. You'll have a chance.
Okay.
Prior to Ms. Berger moving in, did you have a neighbor in that trailer?
Yes.
Had you ever called the police on that neighbor?
Yes.
Why?
Because he was apparently doing drugs. They had a small child. We were concerned about the safety of the child because we could hear him yelling at his wife, and the child was crying.
Now, on the evening of October 8th, what happened?
The loud music, if you can call it that, it was kind of a booming noise, started, and
What time?
it was about 8:30. It was a
No,
Sunday
it wasn't. It
night.
was 7 o'clock in the evening.
Ms.
The
Berger?
sun wasn't even down
Ms.
yet.
Berger, I'm telling you, you will have a turn.
Okay.
Now, I'm telling you nicely for the second time. The third time, it isn't nice. I want you to trust me on that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We listened to it for a while until we couldn't stand it, and so I called the manager. He wasn't home. I called the owner, and he said he couldn't do anything about it to call the police. So I called the police. They came out in about 10 minutes. The music stopped, and when the police left, she turned the music up twice as loud, so I called the police again. They came right back, and you could hear them arguing with her, and then they left, and she turned the music down. I was getting ready for bed right after that. My husband was in the kitchen, and he heard a man and saw it. Well, he has to explain that.
Yeah, there was her boyfriend or some gentleman there was with her. He hollered, "Don't throw that!" And I looked out the window, and at the front of her trailer and where my truck was, she threw a liquid. So I put my shirt on, and
You actually saw her?
Yes, ma'am, I sure did. And then I presumed to go on out there after I got my shirt on. He was dragging her back in the trailer. She was screaming, cussing, "We're going to kill them people," and all kind of noise. So I looked around, and it was kind of a wet after, you know, the dew was already out. So I had a flashlight. I looked. I didn't see no dead places. I did see a little extra liquid, and I was scared she was going to come back out with a gun or a knife. So I returned into the trailer and locked the doors. And the next morning we discovered the damage. It was done, ate up the paint and everything. So we called the sheriff department, and he returned and made an investigation, and he tried to arrest her then, but she was hid in the trailer and wouldn't open it. So it was a misdemeanor. They couldn't break in. So they turned it over to the detectives, and the detectives later on, they charged her, the DA's office charged her, and then she had prior warrants. So when they picked her up, they put her in jail, and she had prior warrants, and she stayed there for quite some time due to the prior warrants. And that we have the police reports and all to verify it. And the pictures of the damage. And
I'd like to see pictures of the damage, and I'd like to see the estimates to have them repaired.
yes, ma'am. Also, our car, my wife's new car was sitting there, and this happened on the 8th. And between the 9th, that's when the police come out and did the estimate on the damage and looked at everything and tried to arrest her. Between the 9th and the 10th, somebody hit my car on the turtle shell with a broomstick, and that's what those other pictures are about. and we presumed it was her. We didn't have an enemy in the place, so when she got out of jail, we left immediately that day. We had our stuff moved that day as fast as we could. We just couldn't take
How'd you know I
another
was
chance.
getting out of jail?
What year is this truck?
The truck is a 1988, but it's a showpiece. I probably got over $20,000 in there just putting it back into original condition. It's a dually, black dually. It's a showpiece, honestly.
Was a show.
It was. It's got 16 coats of black lacquer paint on it, and believe it or not, it was over $3,000 when I had the truck painted, from original paint to the show class finish on the truck.
Yeah, well, they have an estimate to refinish, not any body work, but just to refinish it, $2,006.
There's nothing dented. It's just everything there. All the plastic and chrome's got to be replaced, and then the paint.
Okay. All right, Miss Berger, you recall the evening of the 8th of October?
Yes, I do.
All right. Is this the person with whom
He's
you were
my
living?
witness. He's to attest to a couple of statements made by the plaintiff.
Is he the person who was living with you at the time?
No, he's not.
Was he the person there at the time?
He lives across the street, yes.
Okay.
He's a mutual friend of theirs
Okay.
and of mine.
Okay, go ahead. Let me hear.
I was not anywhere near his truck.
Let's start out with the music. How
With the
many times
music.
did the police come out that evening?
Once.
Once or twice?
Twice.
That's-
Okay, it was like 7:30 in the...
Just a second. So the police came twice.
Yes.
They came the first time and told you to turn the music down.
Yes.
How much later did they come a second time?
Maybe a half hour, 45 minutes later.
Do you have a police report from Deputy
Yes, I do.
Conte? May I
Yes,
have
I
it,
do.
please?
And I have the detective's...
Just give me the report. I'm a good reader. When the police came out for the second time, were you, in fact, told to turn the music down again?
Yes, and it was turned off.
The second time the police officer arrived at your home, Miss Berger, was it the same police officer who had arrived there the first time?
Yes,
And did you have a conversation with the officer the second time?
I believe so. I believe that he just asked me to turn off the stereo, and I turned it
No,
off.
he didn't. He came out the first time and told you to turn down the music.
Right.
When he had to come back the second time, he didn't tell you, would you please turn down the music again? You had a different kind of conversation with him.
This I do not recall,
Why would you not recall such a thing?
because I've been through a lot of emotional stress due to this whole situation. I do not remember that night. I went to jail for something I didn't, falsely was accused.
Just a second. Anybody who is arrested for something remembers, unless there is a long history of arrest, which we'll get to in a minute, as to why you were incarcerated for such a long time on this kind of a complaint. So you do not recall what the officer said to you the second time he was forced to come back to your location.
Basically, he told me to turn it down, or he was going to turn it off for me. Basically, what it boiled
Okay,
down
so he was a
to.
little more annoyed this time.
Right.
That's better. So you turned it off, and according to your complaint, you did nothing.
No, I did not do anything. I went to sleep. I went right to bed.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Drina and Jerome Kimball say neighbor Linda Berger dumped acid on their truck. Linda denies the charge and is countersuing the Kimballs for filing false charges.
Okay. Now, there did come a time you were taken into custody. How much after this incident were you taken into custody?
A week or two, perhaps.
And when you were taken into custody, did you have a series of outstanding warrants?
I had one warrant for driving on suspended license. That had been dismissed. I tried to get an OR on this vandalism charge. OR was not granted. I had to stay in jail. I had to file for bail in order for me to be released.
Right.
Driving on suspended, I had time served, but they were not going to release me because I still had this vandalism charge outstanding. I had to bail out.
So my question to you is, the initial reason why you were detained was because you had an outstanding
No.
warrant.
There was two warrants. One was issued for vandalism, for the one that he had issued against me, and then there was the one for driving on a suspended license.
When was the warrant issued for driving on a suspended license?
A week before.
When were you supposed to appear in court?
For the driving on suspended? Mm-hmm. I don't remember the court date.
Was it 6 months before, 3 months
A
before?
week before. It was probably about a week or two before I was arrested for the vandalism.
Why didn't you appear in court?
I do not remember the reason now. And it's been months.
Well, Miss Berger, how many times have you been arrested?
2 or 3 different times. Traffic violations.
Have you ever been arrested for driving while under the influence of alcohol?
Yes.
When was the last time you were arrested for DWI?
3 years ago.
Is that when your license was suspended?
Yes.
How long have you been driving with a suspended license?
I no longer drive.
How long had you been driving with a suspended license?
Maybe 5 months.
Why had you not gone to get a driver's license?
Because it was suspended. It was revoked by the judge. There's no way I could have gotten one.
Suspended 3 years ago. This is not a life sentence. If it's suspended for 6 months or 12 months or 18 months, unless your license was permanently revoked.
I had to complete an AB 541 program.
Did you do that?
Yes. I just now completed it.
But you had not completed it prior.
Right.
Okay, so you were told 2 or 3 years ago that you could, in fact, get your license reinstated if you completed a program for alcohol abuse and driving. You chose not to do that, but just to go back and drive without it. Am I correct?
Right.
All right, so the judge got irritated and issued a warrant for your arrest. That warrant was the warrant that fell on you at the time you were taken into custody on their complaint. We have that in order?
No.
Of
Because I
course
was
I
still
do.
going to stay in custody no matter what. But the vandalism charge was going to stick. I was trying to get an OR. They would not release
Ms.
me. I had to
Berger,
bail out on it.
I want you to listen carefully to what I said.
Okay.
You were taken into custody on their complaint.
Correct.
And at the time you were taken into custody on their complaint, the outstanding warrant fell.
Correct. Okay.
Right. We understand that?
I understand.
Did there ever come a time, Miss Berger, prior to the time that you were taken into custody on the warrant, that the police came to your residence and you heard and saw him knock at the door and refused to open the door?
No.
That never happened?
No.
So the officer who made this report and said, we went to subject Berger's trailer home at the address. We knocked several times, however, she did not answer.
I wasn't home.
That was on the same evening as the incident. You said you just went to sleep.
And I was asleep. I don't remember. You asked the question if I ever not opened up the door for the police.
Yes?
Not knowingly.
Okay. Now, what happened when you were finally brought before the judge in regard to the outstanding warrant that you had for a suspended license?
Time served.
And you had been in jail for 10 days.
Yes.
What happened on this case?
Vandalism charge. I went before the judge and asked for an OR. I was denied. I had to have one of my friends bail me out.
And what happened with that case
The
ultimately?
case got dismissed.
When?
Monday, this past Tuesday. Sorry, this Monday was a holiday. This Tuesday.
When did you move out?
November 1st, 2000.
Is that why you didn't appear in court?
We didn't receive it until the day after the hearing.
It came through the old address, and we didn't receive it, so there was nowhere to go.
Stand up.
They just fell.
Tell me your name, sir.
My name is Walter Kirby.
All right, Mr. Kirby. Do you know anything about the evening of October 8th?
I only have 2 things about this case I can relate, Your Honor.
Look at me when you're relating both things, sir.
Okay, one is the morning after this happened, I was having a discussion with Jerry here. He was explaining to me what had happened to his truck, and I asked him if he saw her throw that, and he told me no, he hadn't seen her throw it.
That's not right.
And the only other thing I can attest to, Your Honor, is the condition of his truck. When he moved out on November 1st, I helped him load his stuff and get ready to leave, and she has pictures here of the truck at that time, and there was nothing wrong with the truck.
Can I see your photographs, please, Ms.
Yes.
Berger?
You know, they put a solution on it to stop the acids, and which made it not near as visible.
Those pictures were taken the day of my release.
Oh, it certainly looks a lot better.
They had a solution on it, an oil solution to stop the acid.
I understand that, but it certainly looks a lot better. I want you to take a look at these photographs.
Yeah.
How did we know when she took those pictures?
I have no idea when this picture
We
was
moved
taken.
out before she got out of jail because we were afraid to stay there. We moved November 1st.
Well, that's a very, very good
when
question.
the detective told us she was
Just a
going to be
second.
released.
Just a second. Well, I don't know why otherwise she would take pictures of your truck. I mean, why would she take pictures of your truck?
They
You
put a
did take
solution.
these pictures.
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Okay. I want you to take a look at these pictures.
I have a whole roll.
The damage was on the other side, so, and this here it had the solution on it, and they had cleaned the truck, but they had put the solution on it, the oil solution, and it comes right back. It's right now. If you took pictures of it, it would still be right on there.
Still there.
So that's That's when we was moving out. We hooked up, and it did have the chemical solution on it. Of course, and it, you know, like overnight or something, it comes back to a powder. It looked just like that again.
Okay.
Those pictures were taken the day that they were leaving.
Yeah,
'Cause
and I never discussed the
there's-
case with this gentleman here at all the next morning or any other morning.
There's pictures with his trailer being hooked up to the truck and them driving away.
No, I understand when they would take it.
Okay.
I don't think that you would take a picture.
He
Okay.
served the warrant for her from the small claims court originally.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
I would assume that this gentleman has his own agenda. You still living in the same location, sir?
Yes.
Have you ever visited Miss Berger in her trailer?
I've never been inside her trailer. I've talked to her.
Has she ever
Not
been
right.
inside your home?
No, that's not right. But
Have a seat. Okay, let's get to the counterclaim first. There is no question in my mind that based upon the defendant's testimony, she was in fact held and, as a matter of fact, incarcerated on an old warrant and agreed to a sentence on that case of time served. So the time that she served may have been precipitated by the arrest on this case, which means that they found you as a result of this case. But when you agreed to plead guilty to time served and your penalty was 10 days in jail, you don't get to sue them for that. Do you understand? That was your debt to society. They don't pay for that.
Even if I was in jail a lot longer than 10 days, I was in jail for more like 14.
It doesn't make any difference if what you pled guilty, and then you agreed with your lawyer that the sentence of the court was going to be time served, which means your penalty was the time that you served in jail, whether it was 8 days or 10 days or 14 days or 20 days. That was your penalty. Could have been 60 days. That was your penalty. That's what you just told me. So you don't get $5,000
Wasn't
from
it
them.
up to that point?
Who asked you, Mr. Independent Witness?
Her penalty was up to that point where they said time served. She stayed in jail after that, Your
You
Honor.
can discuss that when you visit her later on. You get me?
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Now, let's get to the incident. The only question that I have, sir, is with regard to the damage. I have to take your word for the fact that initially you can shine up this thing and it looks pretty good, but within a day or 24 hours or 48 hours, some of the white powder comes up. There is no way in hell that you're getting $5,000 to repaint this 1988 truck. I want you to forget it. Now, they may be able to simonize it, buff it, repaint one layer, repaint 2 layers, but there's no way that I'm going to order her to pay $5,000 to put on 10 coats of paint on a 1988 truck. Especially one that doesn't clean up too badly. You have an estimate that says paint, $2,006 for refinishing the truck. That's what I'm ordering. Judgment for the plaintiff, your counterclaim's dismissed. That's it.
Thank you.
Parties are
Thank you, Your Honor.
excused. You may
Specialist Sheila Powell is suing 44-year-old maintenance worker Reuben Hughes and his wife Carol. Sheila says the couple's pit bulls attacked her 17-year-old daughter, Carrie.
Order. All rise.
Now, this is case number 24 on the calendar in the matter of Powell versus Hughes. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
Mrs. Powell, which of these 2 young ladies is your daughter?
Carrie in the blue.
Step up, please. Carrie? Carrie, you were attacked by 2 dogs.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of dogs were they?
They were pit bulls.
Were you alone?
Yes, ma'am. I was going to visit a friend.
And what happened?
I was on the left-hand side of the street, and I looked around the neighborhood to check for dogs, you know, because I'm in a strange neighborhood and I don't really know. And all of a sudden, these dogs just ran out of the yard and attacked me. And I screamed and yelled until somebody finally came out.
Who came out?
It was a man that probably lived right across Caddy Corner from where the dogs were.
And what did he do?
He threw something at the dogs, and they ran off. And he took me into his house and wrapped my arm.
Were you bitten by the dogs?
Yes, ma'am.
After he wrapped something around your arms, what did you do?
He didn't have a telephone in his house, so we walked across, probably past one house, into the next yard, and used another neighbor's phone. And she phoned my mother. She phoned the police first, but they couldn't do anything, so she phoned my mother.
I was called. I had just returned home from a doctor's appointment and received a call from the lady, and she asked me to come and get my daughter because she had been attacked by 2 pit bulls.
And when you saw your daughter, describe what you saw.
She was bleeding, and she was crying, and I got nervous, and she had blood all over her, and I brought the coat to show that she had on that the dog's attacked, and it still has the blood stains and
Let me see.
and the tears. It's on the sleeves and the inseam.
Did you go to the hospital?
Yes, I took her. I called my husband and told him to meet me at Methodist Hospital, and I took her to the emergency room.
Do you have the report?
Yes.
I'd like to see it, please.
And also brought pictures of their house to show they don't have a fence around their house. Yeah, and I also brought a copy of the animal controls report.
I'd like to see it. Now, you folks are the owners of the dogs?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were not at home when this occurred?
No, we were both at work.
How long have you had the dogs?
Since birth.
4 years.
4 years.
I read that your dogs did not have their vaccinations. Why not?
Because basically we keep the dogs in the house.
In the house,
Or in
outside
the-
of the house? They were outside of the house. That's why you're supposed to have
And
them
we also-
inoculated.
Pardon me?
That's why you're supposed to get them inoculated. That's the law, isn't it?
Yes.
The law is that they're supposed to be vaccinated every year for rabies, right?
Right.
When was the last time you had them inoculated for rabies?
When we picked them up from animal control, that was one of their procedures. They vaccinated them and gave them a homing device.
Before that?
Well, they had shots before that.
When they were, I think, like 8 weeks old or 10 weeks old.
So they
something
haven't
like
been to a
that.
vet since?
No illnesses, no reason.
No
to
No,
take
illness. You do have a reason because the law requires that they be given a shot for rabies and distemper every year. That's the law. So after this incident occurred, the dogs were taken into quarantine.
Yes.
Unfortunately for you, because you didn't have to go through the procedure of those very, very terrible shots. The dogs did not have rabies, yes.
Your Honor, I guess what she saw when she drove by our house, we don't have a fence from the driveway. Our yard is completely fenced in.
From the back.
From the back of the garage all the way around, and I've got the pictures. We do. What happens is, even though that it's fenced in, we still do not let our dogs run loose in the yard because they are pit bulls. When I came home from work Thursday evening, it was dark. It was in November. I get off work at 6:30. It's approximately 10 minutes to 7. And when I pulled up in the driveway, Valerie and China came off the porch and came up to the car.
Your 2 dogs?
Yes. And I was like, what's wrong with this picture? You know, something is not right here. So I got the flashlight out the back of the back seat of the car, and I let them in the front door. And then I walked around to the back apprehensively and saw that the door had been kicked in.
Does the back door open to the backyard?
Yes.
Yes.
Which is fenced in?
Yes.
Well, so what you're saying is someone tried to kick in the back door.
Right.
Your dogs got out.
Right.
But if they got out, they would have been in a fenced-in yard.
Your
Nah,
Honor,
they would have been able to get out of the yard, actually. Jump the fence or whatever.
Well, that's... Put your hand down, madam, please. I see it up. If I haven't recognized you, there's a reason. Got it?
Yes.
We have a fence, but, you know, they can get out if they wanted to.
So what difference does it make if you have a fence?
Well, when we have our dogs out, they're on chains anyway, and they're not out unless we're at home, okay? And like somebody tried...
So the fence is useless?
Yeah, okay, you say the fence is useless,
Okay.
yes.
Well,
I can
clearly
buy-
the
I can
fence
buy
was
that.
useless.
Mm-hmm.
but it's still there.
But it was useless because the dogs didn't go out the front door. The dogs went out the back door, right?
With
And
help.
if the dogs went back the back door, then the second line of defense is a fence. They can jump over the fence, as your husband says, then the fence is useless. So it's like having no fence.
Now, if we're at work and our dogs are locked in the house and somebody attempts to break in our house, Your Honor, I mean...
Yes,
what-
Miss Hughes.
You
just a second. Your point is someone tried to burglarize your house but was not successful, didn't take anything. Your dogs got out, and there was this very unfortunate incident, and you're really not responsible. Did you notify your homeowner's insurance? Do you have homeowner's insurance? You don't have homeowner's insurance. Well, you should have homeowner's insurance.
Animal control, when I got home, animal control left a thing on the doorknob, and it was very vague. It had nothing to say about, and it's right here, it had nothing to say that the dogs bit anybody or anything. You want it?
Yeah, just give him
Well, here, you can just have it. Here. Thanks. And what happened was, at this point, I'm still not even knowing that anyone was injured. I'm just finding the dogs out. So then, when my husband came home from work, the neighbor across the street said that they did bite a little girl. So I'm on the phone trying to call up animal control to get to the bottom of this and what's going on and whatever.
Animal control had came out and left that on the door. And the two dogs were right out there in the yard when they was there. Okay, and he was able to walk up, you know, from what the neighbor across the street told me. He had threw treats to him before he got out and then put the notice on the door. Okay, so before she got bit, to me it seemed like animal control should have grabbed them dogs, you know, because they weren't on the on chains or nothing like that. Not to say that they're to blame or anything like that. I'm just expressing that animal control did come when the dogs was right out there in the yard but did not take them.
It's not animal control's fault that you had not, in violation of the law, had your animals vaccinated from the time they were puppies. It's not their fault that for 10 days she had to wait to see whether or not she was going to have to go through a very painful series of shots for rabies because you had neglected to follow the law. You do not have homeowners insurance, which you should have to cover such situations, because that's why people have homeowners insurance. And bottom line is, you have somebody who's innocent, who's walking down the street, not doing anything wrong, and she is attacked by animals that you own. She has to be compensated for that because she is the innocent person. And while I'm not saying that you are guilty criminals, I'm saying guilty on this side, innocent on this side. Someone has to pay.
Basically, when you have pit bulls, because of the word,
police report.
because of the word pit bulls,
give it a police report.
it's hard to get homeowners insurance. Had it been a mutt, we probably wouldn't even have been here.
Then that's what you should have. Then that's what you should have gotten.
Give it police report.
You like dogs?
I love dogs.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You don't just. I'm speaking. You don't just love pit bulls. You love dogs.
I love all dogs.
Okay.
Just like you
So
can
if
be a
it's
bad parent, you can be a bad pit bull owner, and we're not the ones
Listen
like
to me.
that.
There are some lovely pit bulls, I am certain. But when you use the word pit bull, it usually means people who have those dogs for protection. You chose to get a dog that has the reputation when they bite you, they hurt you. You have to pay the consequences of that. And if you can't get, if my homeowner's insurance company said to me, we'll give you homeowner's insurance, but we're going to cut your insurance if the dogs that you choose to get are pit bulls, I would get a different variety of dog rather than not have homeowner's insurance. That's easy. Okay. What were your out-of-pocket expenses?
For Carrie's coat, I had paid $25. The emergency room was $60. The emergency room doctors to look at Carrie was $60. Clarion Health Hospital charged $132. Carrie's personal physician was $45, which was a total of $362. And then just for emotional stress and damages, that was a total of $4,638. And I also wanted to say, you know, Your Honor, those two pit bulls attacked my daughter. One had one arm and one had the other arm. And when I saw my daughter, I could have cried. And I was scared because I didn't know. I still don't know what the extent of the damage is going to be. You know, she's got scars from that. You know, so far the doctor said everything is okay, but we don't know long term.
You still have visible scars?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you step up? I'd like to see them.
My shirt is kind of... This is where the dog locked on this arm.
Here?
It locked on this one right here.
Yeah.
And then these are just where I kept trying to move my arm.
Here, here, and here?
Yes, ma'am.
And here?
Yes, ma'am.
And here?
Not too much. Just a little one right here.
Put your jacket back on. While I don't think that she's going to have any long-term problem with movement or anything else. She's fine, but she clearly is going to be permanently scarred as a result of those bites. I do find you, Mr. and Mrs. Hughes, reasonable people, but who did an unreasonable thing. You did an unreasonable thing when you failed to have your dogs vaccinated. That was just the start. By maintaining those 2 dogs, you had to take into consideration that if they didn't attack somebody, they were going to hurt them. They attacked somebody who was an innocent, had nothing to do with breaking into your house. And you anticipated that when you chose this breed of animal. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
2 vicious pit bulls on an attack. If they had been really vicious, you couldn't have stopped them.
When I got there, she had blood everywhere. Her arms were wrapped up. You know, she was crying and hysterical.
We keep them because we're in a very high crime area where they're always breaking in the house, drugs and all that.
I'm just glad it's over and I hope I never have to go through it again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Carney versus Valles, step forward, please.
83-year-old Juanita Carney is suing her granddaughter, 35-year-old social caseworker Josephine Valles, for car repair bills. Josephine says her grandmother repossessed the car. She's countersuing for the money she put into the vehicle.
Miss Carney, the defendant is your granddaughter.
Yes, she is.
You co-signed a loan for your granddaughter to buy a car. She did not have good enough credit to take out a loan herself. You say it was your agreement with her that she would work on clearing her credit so that eventually she could put the car loan in her name. She did not do that. And a year and a half after the car was purchased, you repossessed the car. When you repossessed the car, you had it fixed, and you spent $2,779 to fix the car. You want her to pay you back for the money that you spent to fix up the car. Your granddaughter is countersuing. She wants you to reimburse her for the down payment that she put on the car, which was $1,500, and for all the payments that she made on the car during the time that she had the car. Is that right?
Yes.
When was this car purchased, Miss Carney?
January of '99.
And when did you repossess the car?
September 2000.
Who maintained insurance on the car?
She did, but she dropped it in June of 2000.
Did you drop the insurance?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because she came and threatened to take the car from me. Because she wanted to take a loan out on her house, and she could not do that because my car payment was stopping her.
When you dropped the insurance on the car, did you continue to drive the car?
Yes.
Well, you can't do that. What kind of car was it?
It was a 98 Hyundai Elantra.
And how much was the total purchase price?
$12,092.
Did you make all the car payments on the car?
Yes, I did.
Okay, now, Miss Carney, you tell me why you repossessed the car.
During our transaction of the car, the salesman said that there was a mark in the credit report that he could not put it in her name. It had to be in my name solely. I asked her, are you willing to put it in your name once you clear up your credit? And she said yes, because one of the black thing that's on the credit is a mistake, and I can clear that, and I'll be glad to do it. And with that promise, I went ahead and allowed it to be in my name, knowing that I could be liable if anything would happen. Right before repossession, I was told that it was wrecked, and she was still driving it around. So I repossessed it. I took the car to a repair shop, and I have the receipts for both of them.
Where is the car now, Miss Carney?
I resold it. I had to fix it, and somebody else did.
Just a second. You sold it?
Yeah.
What did you sell it for?
$7,000.
Who did you sell it to?
To my daughter's friend.
She's taking over the payment. She didn't sell it. And the car was not wrecked when whoever picked it up took it.
Yes, it was.
Just a second.
There was nothing wrong with the car when it was taken from me.
Oh,
I was at work, and when I went out, the car was gone. There was nothing wrong with the car.
Do you have photographs of the car when the car was taken?
No, I didn't take any. The only thing that was apparent was a broken windshield. It was cracked. But what made it so expensive is that both airbags were deflated.
Your problem is that you dropped the insurance and continued to drive in the car. And if you did that, That rendered your grandmother liable. If you had an accident and hurt somebody and the car is in her name, they can take her house, they can get a judgment against her. So in my judgment, she had an absolute right, based upon the fact that you had no insurance, even though she might not have known it at the time, to take back the car. So you acted irresponsibly. So on your counterclaim, you're getting nothing. My problem is, Ms. Carney, that you took it upon yourself to gratuitously fix this car. You can't render her liable for that. And you're not going to get any money either. Do you have a car now?
Yes, I do.
What kind of a car do you have?
A 2001 Hyundai Elantra.
How'd you get it?
I financed it in October of 2000.
So right after your grandmother took back this car? So that you could have done what your grandmother asked
Not
you to
back
do
in
in
June, I
September.
couldn't have.
Well, did you call her in August and tell her you could do it?
No, I did not.
No. Your counterclaim's dismissed. So's your lawsuit.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Year-old plumber James Livingston is suing co-worker 33-year-old carpenter Douglas Joseph for shooting at him with a nail gun and body slamming him.
Order. All rise.
Your Honor, this is case number 471 on the calendar in the matter of Livingston versus Joseph. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Livingston, you are a plumber by trade. Is that correct?
Correct.
And Mr. Joseph, you are a carpenter by trade.
That's correct.
According to your complaint, Mr. Livingston, two of you didn't get along very well. But there came a time when you claimed that Mr. Joseph assaulted you.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And on what date did this incident occur?
February 11th of 2000.
When had the difficulty between the two of you started?
The difficulty started prior to that job on another job.
So you knew him from before this job?
Correct.
So when you found yourselves working together on this project, that wasn't a happy time?
No.
Now tell me what happened on February 11th.
February 11th, I arrived on a job site approximately 10 after 8. When I walked in, I was confronted by him saying that I had left the driveway open for you, but I guess you're going to wear the skirt today. And I ignored it, turned around.
What does that mean? I guess you're going to wear the skirt.
It just that I'm a wimp or a wuss. And approximately 10:30, I heard from the other side of the shear wall, was about 17 feet away.
What's a shear wall?
A shear wall is a wall between another room and it's half-inch plywood. He was up on the top of the railing and he was shooting down at me with a nail gun. And I have, Your Honor, the evidence of what a nail gun looks like. This is the type of nail gun that could maim or kill me.
Is that the nail gun that of a similar type that he was using on
Correct.
that day? Okay, go ahead.
And as that shot at the wall, a rack of these nails can be shot off in about 7 seconds. I had then come around the wall. He was standing there with an evil grin on his face, looking down at me. I called him very obscenity names, and I said, "Why did you shoot that nail gun at me?" Then he says, "I'm going to come down there and kick your..." He come all the way down the ladder, threw his belt off his waist, first nail gun, and come down the ladder, got into my face, and then I backed up, and I turned around, and when I turned around, he had grabbed me from the backside and went against the stud wall, and that's when the wall had hit the side of my ribs.
And you have photographs of your
Yes, I
injuries.
do.
I'd like to see them, please. Well, I can't see anything around your midsection, sir, because you have a girdle on.
That's for the broken rib. That's a pressure bandage.
All right. Do you have a hospital report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
If Your Honor, if I may call my wife, if we could, for all the pain and suffering and...
Not necessary, sir. Just show me the hospital report.
It's right there. Give her the whole packet.
Them are all the correspondence with the hospital.
Now we'll hear your version of the event, sir.
Well, it started actually in '99, probably about a month beforehand, and one of my carpenters nailed through that shear panel and hit his pipe. And he didn't mean to hit his pipe, but when he found out that he hit his pipe,
I heard about that. That's when all the bad blood started between the two of you. Let's get to February 11th.
Very, very irate. And
let's get to February 11th. Sir.
Okay. A day before that, he pulled up to the job site and wanted more access to the driveway, and we were all up in scaffold in the air, 30, 40 feet in the air, and it wasn't possible for us to come down. He became irate and red-faced at that time, took his car, slammed it in reverse, and backed up, missing my vehicle by inches. This is from other people like Matt.
All right, he missed your car, didn't hit your car, missed your car.
He missed my car, came in and cussed and screamed.
So he didn't have access to get his truck in there easily the day before, so he was angry.
He was very angry.
Okay, so now let's get to February 11th.
Okay, February 11th. He came with an attitude like he did the day before.
So he was angry?
Yes. I did shoot the nails.
I know you did. That's what you said.
Okay.
You said you shot the nails, and not only did you shoot the nails, but you said something to him when you were shooting the nails. According to you.
Yeah, I was jokingly trying to encourage him to get out of the mood he was in. When I said dance, pipe boy. And,
right, that's what you said. And that, Mr. Joseph, is what, quite frankly, pardon the pun on words, put the nail in your coffin.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why. Because there had been, evidently, bad blood between the two of you. You knew he was angry. You were not trying to cajole him into a better mood. Did you think that by pointing that gun and shooting in his direction, although not at him, that you were going to make him feel better by saying, dance, pipe boy? Did you think you were going to make him feel better?
May I respond in defense? 2 weeks prior...
I want you to answer my question. Did you think that you were going to make him feel better by shooting the nails from that gun in his direction and saying, dance, pipe boy?
I honestly did, because he always is joking around with everybody on the job site.
But he wasn't joking around with you that day, sir, because you say right here in your answer, Mr. Joseph, it was evident that he was in his usual hostile mood.
I was trying to change his mood.
By shooting?
Yes.
By shooting those things in his direction?
For joking around with him. May I defend myself? Because 2 weeks prior to this, I was building a water heater platform, and I was having trouble reaching a nail, so I handed him my nail gun, and he took the nail gun and pointed it at his coworker's head. Matt Taylor was my witness to this.
Yes.
And he pointed up to his head, so if he's saying that it is so deadly of a weapon, why is he pointing at this gun that was live to the head of someone? When I shoot a nail gun during the day, people walk behind the walls all the time when I hold it up close. I was 35 feet away. There was nowhere for the round to get him at all. He was in perfect safety. Actually, I thought he was in the garage. He was in perfect safety.
You couldn't have thought he was in the garage, sir, because your statement, dance pipe boy, was directed to him. He was the only pipe boy around.
I knew he was in the general vicinity. I knew he could overhear me when I said that.
Oh, Mr. Joseph, come on. You precipitated this altercation. You started this altercation.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. James Livingston says coworker Douglas Joseph body slammed him. Douglas says he was only playing.
So now you've shot this nail gun in his general direction, although not according to you at him, and words are exchanged. You're up on the second floor, correct?
That's correct.
He's on the first floor. Did he come up to the second floor where you were at?
No, ma'am.
No, the answer is no. Did you exit the second floor and come down to the first floor?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Because he was calling me down. He was calling me down with profanity and telling me he was going to kick my...
So that seems like a perfect time for me to stay where I am. Somebody is threatening you. I mean, I see the way you look. I see. How old are you?
I'm 33 years old.
How old are you?
38.
Okay. How much do you weigh?
162 pounds.
How much do you weigh?
250 pounds.
So it seems to me you don't have much of a risk from him coming up to you and beating you with his plunger, right?
Right.
So you come down from the second floor because he was calling you names. And what happened when you came downstairs, Mr. Joseph?
We did stand toe-to-toe, and he was blurting out vulgar language at the whole time. And I said, "You're not worth going to jail for." I turned and walked away, turned my cheek and walked the other way. And he blurts out, I can't even say it on TV, or he's bleeping things. But I became angry at that point when I turned and I went to push him. And as I pushed him, I tripped and fell on this hardware that he was mumbling about. And he jumped on my back and started choking me. And so...
So you went to push him.
I went to push him,
And
but I fell.
no, you went to push him. That's not what you said. You said you went to push him, and as I did, I fell.
Right.
Then you're down on the ground, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You're down, flat down on the ground.
I'm down on my knees and my hands.
And what happened?
He jumped my back and started choking my neck. I couldn't breathe.
Yes.
So then I feared for my life. I grabbed his sweatshirt, and I couldn't breathe, so I tried to erect myself, and I pushed us back into the wall. And at that point, I gained control. And I put him in head and arm and around his body, and that's it. No punches were done.
Well, he was injured, sir. He had a fractured rib.
Yeah, Dewey the electrician told me he was loading his four-wheeler and broke his rib doing that. He told me.
Don't tell. I'm not interested in what somebody else told you, sir. That's hearsay. That's hearsay. Now, he went to the hospital on the 11th. What's 16:45 hours?
That's 4:45 in the afternoon.
May I introduce Matt Taylor? He's my witness.
I saw the argument in the morning.
You saw it from the beginning, Mr. Taylor?
Yes, I did. I saw him.
Where was Mr. Joseph?
He was upstairs with me, second floor.
And did you see him with a gun similar to that in his hand?
Yes, I did.
Did you have any conversation with him, Mr. Taylor, prior to him pointing the gun downward and shooting off a round?
No.
He didn't say to you, look what I'm going to do, or I'm just fooling around?
No.
How many rounds did he fire off?
3?
When he fired off those rounds, did you see the plaintiff?
No, I didn't. He was behind the shear wall.
Did you ask Mr. Joseph what he was doing?
No.
Well, wouldn't that seem like a logical thing to ask?
I knew that I knew Mr. Livingston wasn't in any danger from
That's not what I asked you. You saw the defendant shooting off rounds of that gun in a way that was not meant to do any business that you were there to do, right?
Right.
Well, what did you think he was doing, sir?
I thought he was messing around.
Messing around with what?
A nail gun.
Messing around how? Just look at me, sir. Messing around how?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Well, I didn't know what he was doing. He was shooting off the nail gun. I knew he was messing around with the plumber.
Okay, so you know he was messing around with the plumber with the nail gun.
Yes. Yes,
There we go. So after he shot off 3 rounds with the nail gun, what did you hear him say?
I heard him say, "Dance, pipe boy."
Now, you were on the 2nd floor. Do you see how quietly you said that to me, "Dance, pipe boy"? I want you to use your voice, Mr. Taylor, and in a voice that replicates how Mr. Joseph communicated "Dance, pipe boy" to the plaintiff. I want you to tell me how that sounded from the 2nd floor. Let's hear it, Mr. Taylor.
He said, "Dance, pipe boy."
You want me to put you up on the 2nd floor and see if I could hear that? With all the other noise that's going on in a house that's being renovated? You want to try that one more time?
He said, "Dance, pipe boy."
That sounds more like it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You came downstairs and took off your belt to fight.
Negative.
Oh, yes. You started it. And whatever happened after that, you deserved it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. James Livingston says coworker Douglas Joseph body slammed him. Douglas says he was only playing.
And when he said "Dance, pipe boy," see how you laughed and you smiled when you said that to me? Did you smile?
No, I didn't.
You didn't smile. Did you laugh?
No.
Was he laughing?
No.
Wasn't?
No.
And then what did you see, sir?
I saw Mr. Livingston come out from around the corner, and for a while he was taunting Doug, lots
Cursing
of verbal
at him.
abuse, cursing at him.
Cursing at him.
And then I saw Doug he went downstairs.
Did he go downstairs by ladder?
Yes.
And did he put down the gun before he started to descend the ladder?
Yes.
And what about his tool belt?
He took that off. He took that off when he got down there.
Did he take that off as soon as he got down from the ladder?
No.
So he was wearing it.
Yes.
And when did he take off his tool belt?
The second time he went down, when
Second time.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about the first time he went down.
The first time he went down was after Mr. Livingston started calling him a bunch of names. He went down, he said that it wasn't worth it, came back up, and then Mr. Livingston started yelling at him some more, and he went back down, and then he took off his tool belt.
May I respond in defense to myself? He was saying that I knew you weren't going to do anything about it. Like, he wanted to fight, and I didn't want to fight. I tried to walk away from it the whole time.
You could have.
I could have.
Oh, you could have, Mr. Joseph. All you had to do was not come downstairs the second time and take off your belt.
How much verbal abuse can someone take?
Do you hear that?
Yeah,
Do you hear that?
When it goes on for months, they've had 5 complaints about him with other trades and everything, about how vulgar his language is and
That's
how...
why, Mr. Joseph, I don't believe you when you say to me that you shot the gun at him in an attempt to change his mood from foul to fair. I don't believe you. What I think you wanted to do was just give him a good one. And you not only shot this gun at him, which could place him at risk because, let's say, it happened that one of those nails hit another nail, hit a pipe, ricocheted, caused some damage. You would have been very sorry that that happened. You would have said it was an accident. I didn't mean to hurt him. But bottom line was, you started it. And whatever happened after that, whatever foul language he was using, whatever names he was calling you or your mother, whatever he was doing, you deserved it. So you didn't come down once. So you didn't tell me that. You actually went upstairs without taking off your belt. According to this gentleman, you came downstairs and took off your belt to fight.
Negative.
Oh, yes, you did. You took off your belt in order to fight, because otherwise there is absolutely no reason for you to take off your belt. You didn't do it the first time.
I believe I did do it the first time, actually.
Not according to your witness. According to your witness, he said you went up the first time, right? With the belt. Came back upstairs with the belt. Didn't take the belt off until he came down a second time, right?
Right.
You've been most helpful. Sit down. So, Mr. Joseph, sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. I'm sure that that's something that you heard at your mother's knee at some time during your life, and it's too bad that you didn't follow through. You started this incident on this job site. You started it. You started it by behaving irresponsibly with a very serious piece of equipment. And I'm not saying that Mr. Livingston, by responding and calling you names and cursing at you, was a gentleman. But boy, if somebody did that to me, let's just say this. Are you married?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have children?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are your children?
They're 10, 11, 12, 13.
Let's say a 15-year-old boy doesn't like your 10-year-old and has one of those dart guns and takes out one of those dart guns and starts shooting it in your son's direction.
May I defend your leading?
No, I want to ask you that question.
Actually, an incident happened to my son just the other day where he was beat up by 3 of the neighbor boys, and I walked over to the neighbor after just relaxing about it and talking to her, and said, I know that boys will do things, and he had a hurt rib and a bloody nose.
And you went over and said, I know that boys will do things.
Yeah,
Really?
They beat him up, and he was in tears, and everyone, you know, and I responded like, you know, I was in fear of my son, but an hour later I realized that he might have done something to begin with to do something, and then they might have taunted him or something like that, you know.
Really?
And I think they were both
You are such a good person. Somebody did that to one of my kids, boy, even joking around. I wouldn't like that, would you?
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
I admit that I was angry at first, but I waited an hour and a half.
Well, you calmed down.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you should have done.
Yes, ma'am.
So you got to pay for that.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
40-year-old contractor Patrick Wirtz is suing his ex-girlfriend's mother, 43-year-old daycare provider Catherine Heath, for the return of a camcorder and the cost to repair a wall. Catherine says the camcorder was purchased by her mother.
Order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 504 on the calendar, the matter of Wirtz versus Heath. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
All right. Mr. Wirtz, you and the defendant's daughter, I assume this young lady, have a child together.
Correct.
And you were living together. You're not married.
Correct.
It is your complaint that at the time you split up, the defendant, the grandmother of your child, came into your home, took a camcorder that belonged to you, and also that she damaged the walls in your home by taking off some shelves from the wall. That's your complaint. Defendant says that A, the camcorder wasn't yours to begin with, and she's got a story about the shelves. Okay, how old's your baby?
Year-old.
And when did you separate from baby's mother?
End of July.
Of 2000?
Yes.
Is that when she moved out?
Yes.
Was this your apartment or home that you were living in?
It was our house, renting it.
Are you still living there?
No.
Let me hear about the camcorder first.
Okay. Well, I purchased a Sears camcorder on a Sears card. I guess Michelle had some money that came in the mail through her grandmother. Michelle wasn't working time because she was, I believe 8 months pregnant. We spent that money on her part, paying her part of the bills, her half of the bills, her part of the rent and her part of the utilities. I don't know what the circumstances were her mother paying for a camcorder, including she didn't have a job at the time.
Let's just a second. Don't get to her defense first, sir. You're talking about her defense.
Sure.
Let's talk about your claim that this was your camcorder that you purchased.
Sure.
When did you purchase it?
10/22/00, so October 22nd.
Okay, and how old was the baby at the time you purchased it?
He was not born yet. He was born February 7th.
You purchased it in October of 2000.
Yes.
You say your baby is a year old.
Sure, I guess he was born, wasn't he?
When was your baby born?
February 7th of 2000.
Well, I guess he was 8 months old at the time.
Okay. What made you decide to purchase this camcorder? Look at me.
Sure. Just to have a camcorder and build my credit, because I had no credit at the time, and I did get a Sears card.
When did you get the Sears card?
About a month before I bought the camcorder.
And you were working at the time?
Yes.
Was yours the only source of income in the house?
At that time, I believe so.
What do you mean at that time you believe so?
I believe so. I can't tell you for sure because she just had the baby and everything else, and she was going through her jobs and her problems.
Would you step up with your mother, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me your name.
Michelle Went.
Michelle, were you working in October of 2000?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was taking care of the baby when you worked?
My mother.
Okay. Now, Miss Heath says that your grandmother, the baby's great-grandmother, had sent a check for $400.
Yes, I have the check right here with
And
the card that she mailed after my son was born.
And I'd like to see it, please.
I signed the back of the check when I received the check in the mail. I deposited the money into his checking account. We had nothing joined. As you can see, he signed the back of it, and it went into his account for the purchase of the camcorder when we were ready, after we had picked out the one we wanted. My grandma mailed me the check for the purpose of buying the camcorder because she lives out of state, so we could record.
Take pretty pictures with the video camera. I can't wait to see my great-grandson. So she sent this check for the purpose of buying a camcorder, right?
Suppose so.
Suppose so. And you took the check and deposited it in your checking account?
Sure.
Okay. So you went out and bought a camcorder. When you separated, you took the camcorder?
Yes. I put a deposit down on an apartment in Tesca where my mother lives. Under the circumstances, my son was abused, and under the circumstances, I was advised by my attorney to leave the household because of the suspects and whatnot, what was going on. So I packed my stuff that afternoon while he was at work in fear that I didn't want conflict when I moved out. He knew I was moving. I told him I had a desire to move. I got my belongings. The camcorder, I had took that long time ago. I put it over at my mother's house because I knew that when it came down to it, it was about material possessions to him. You know, it's not about that.
Okay.
You know, this is under the circumstances with the abuse of my son.
What kind of abuse?
He was spanked.
Open hand, diaper off hand,
Black
an
and
adult.
blue. Black and blue.
A doctor noticed it, and they...
That day, my son had a routine checkup, and I took him to the doctors, and I discovered this.
How old was he at the time?
4 months. 4 months old. Sorry.
And you moved out immediately?
Yes. Shortly thereafter, I took my son, my son's belongings and my clothes on my back, and I left.
Okay. The shelves, Mr. Wirtz, your complaint is not that you removed the shelves, which I understand that Miss Heath made for the baby, but that when she removed one of the shelves, it caused damage to the wall.
Correct.
And you want that damage paid for.
Correct.
So, let me hear about the shelves.
Okay, I'm not disputing that I did do any damage. It did. The shelves that I made, I had put brackets on them, and I have pictures of that, where the brackets were a foot, exactly 12 inches apart, to hang on the wall. And I took the one off and gave it to my father. He loaded it in the truck. I went to go grab the other one, and that's the picture of the other one. And I pulled it off, and it did do some damage because there is a screw. If you noticed in the pictures, there's a drywall screw through the wood that was put into the wall. And I did not know this at the time. I didn't mean to do the damage.
Okay. Do you have an estimate to the damage to the wall?
Yes, I do. I have an estimate from a contractor in Salina.
Okay. And also, he did do the repair.
There's a picture of the wall.
He fixed the wall himself.
And he got
How do you know
$100
that?
back.
I know that because I went
And he
myself before this court date and talked to the landlord.
Plus, he told you, didn't he?
Plus, he told me. He told me he fixed the shelf because he couldn't move out without fixing it.
Did you fix the wall?
Yes, I did.
Did you fix it yourself?
Yes, I did. There's an estimate from a contractor. Same way, he'd charge me for doing it. I can't pay $540 to have a wall fixed.
Just a minute, so you fixed the wall yourself?
Yes, I did.
Well, how much did it cost you
I
to fix
never
the
said
wall?
I did not fix it myself. I did fix it myself.
Just a second. So you fixed the wall?
Yes.
Get out of here.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Be a father, and that's all. That's all we want for him.
It's a continual war between these two.
It is very important for him to be a father to the baby.
I've always said he was a good father.
And now the next case.
All parties on Meckler versus Virgin. Step forward, please.
51-year-old stockbroker Ronald Meckler is suing his ex-fiancée, 41-year-old accountant Catherine Virgin, for the cost of items purchased for their townhouse and the cost of an airline ticket.
Mr. Meckler, you and the defendant had sort of an on-again, off-again relationship, according to your complaint, for a couple of years.
Correct.
You resided in Houston, Texas.
Correct. Still do.
Ms. Virgin, you resided in Portland, Oregon.
Correct.
According to your complaint, there came a time when you decided to relocate to Houston. You thought that you would have a long-term relationship and you were going to look for a job there. It didn't work out.
Correct.
So you went back to Portland.
I had an opportunity to return to Portland, and I did so.
And at that time, Mr. Meckler pursued you.
Correct.
That be a fair statement?
It's very correct.
And Ms. Virgin said, listen, I'm not coming back to Houston. You want to do the relocating this time, you come to Portland.
That's correct.
I mean, I'm reading between the lines, but that's pretty much what I'm getting. So you did. You came to Portland, Oregon, and proposed marriage.
Correct.
And you indicate in your answer that you were caught up in the moment and said yes.
Yeah.
Judge, the acceptance of the proposal was done as almost in a public spectacle on a Saturday night at a party with 30 or 40 people, with music stopped and us on a dance floor. It was given a great amount of thought to catch me off guard. I say off guard in a positive way.
You mean she proposed to you?
No. The acceptance, because she always said that when the time is right, she would accept. So she did it so that everyone would know.
She accepted the
Correct.
proposal. And you decided to rent a home together. And you gave her certain trinkets. You gave her a diamond necklace or something.
Correct.
To solidify the moment. Well, you changed your mind.
I changed my mind.
Soon?
I woke up within a couple of days. And it took me about 2 weeks to get the courage up to say something to him, and I told him.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ronald Meckler claims ex-fiancée Catherine Virgin owes him for items he purchased for their townhome and for an airline ticket.
Ms. Virgin, you returned his gifts to him?
I returned his gifts to him and gave him the opportunity to take any items that he had at the townhouse with him, or I would pack them and ship them to him. And his response was, I don't care about them. For all I care, throw them in the garbage. And so I eventually disposed of them.
Now he wants them.
No, Judge, there were furnishings for the townhouse that were purchased solely for that particular townhouse. I have a house in Houston where I did not need any of the, quote, furnishings, bathroom things and kitchen utensils.
Tell me what items you're talking about, because you talk generally about personal items that you want, And you are also suing her for the cost of an airline ticket.
Correct.
You'll get to the airline ticket in a minute. Let's talk about the personal items that you say you want from the townhouse. Tell me what they are.
That we furnished a bathroom, a couple $100 worth of bathroom furnishings,
Right.
some kitchen utensils.
Talk to me about bathroom utensils.
Okay.
Like what?
Ceramic glasses, cup holders, toothbrush holders, curtains, towels, normal bathroom furnishings.
And what else?
Kitchen utensils.
Tell me.
High-quality spatulas, cooking utensils of that nature.
Is that what we're talking about here?
Yes.
Now tell me about the airline ticket.
After her acceptance, I went back to Houston, and we had conversations daily regarding when I was going to visit and when I was going to go there to look for employment, et cetera, et cetera. Because the price of airfares was increasing, if I bought the ticket well in advance, I would get a good fare. I purchased the ticket, non-refundable, non-exchangeable, on the 1st of November. And when she turned and canceled everything on my birthday, on November 12th, she said, well, you can do whatever you want with the ticket. And I there was no use for it at that point.
Let me ask you these questions, Ms. Virgin. Is it true that you purchased for the townhouse cups, cup holders, soap dishes, some towels for the bathroom?
He purchased. I already had those items in my house.
So he purchased them?
Correct.
Where are they?
He told me to dispose of them, and I did. I got rid of them.
You wouldn't get rid of brand new stuff.
Yeah,
What
I
did you do with them?
I didn't want them. They weren't my colors, so why would I want to keep them in my house?
So what did you do with them?
I work in a warehouse. I'm an accountant, and so I boxed them up and took them into the office and put them out on one of the lunchroom tables and told the guys it was free stuff to help themselves.
And what about the kitchen stuff?
That too. He never said a word to me that he wanted these items back. He told me to throw them out, so I got rid of them.
Yes.
Judge, I tried through emails to tell her that we needed to talk. She refused to speak with me. She absolutely refused to speak with me.
Mr. Meckler.
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to forget about the airline ticket. I'm going to
Okay.
tell you why.
Okay.
Things happen, situations change. If Miss Virgin changed her mind with regard to the marriage, I assume that you are not attributing to her any malice. That she lured you down there, just as you had lured her to Houston the year before to look for a job and it didn't work out. I would assume you don't think that this lady was getting even with you by saying, well, I'm going to lure him down here, make him spend a whole bunch of money on spatulas and then break his heart. That didn't happen, Mr. Meckler. So that if situation doesn't work out, she's not responsible for your airline ticket. Did you pay for her airline tickets when she came to Houston and it didn't work out for her to go back to Portland?
She drove.
Did you pay for her gas?
No.
Did you make that trip in one day?
No, took 5 days going down.
And I assume you didn't sleep in the car?
No.
Did you pay for her motel bills, her food bills, or anything else?
No.
Why? Because it didn't work out.
That's correct.
Neither did this.
Okay.
Oh, he's such an affable guy. What'd you let him go for?
No, but subsequently, I can be worse. But subsequently, I gave her an opportunity to settle for some of the things. There were also dishes that she still has or uses, or I assume that she does. And she said, well, I owe you for the dishes, which are all on the same receipt.
Are you using the dishes?
Yes, and that was the only item that I did go to the store with him that night to get because I had left mine back in Houston.
Were the dishes expensive?
No, they were $50 for a 4-place setting.
Just 4-place setting you got? Didn't expect to have much company.
No.
Mr. Meckler, do you ever remember saying to her, I don't want that stuff, just get rid of it?
I never said get rid of it. What I said was that I had no need for it back in Houston. I said it was specifically for this townhouse and for us.
So you said to her, I have no need for it back in Houston.
That's correct.
If you had no need for it back in Houston, it means that you didn't want to take the items with you. That could be interpreted as meaning, I don't want the stuff. But she does not have to reimburse you for it because there is no theory in the law that suggests to me that you have a valid claim. And unless, sir, you can establish to my satisfaction, which I don't believe that you can, that she perpetrated a fraud upon you by agreeing to marry you, and one of the things that she wanted by perpetrating this fraud was for you to furnish up her bathroom with some bathroom towels, that's a far stretch. I think it just didn't work out. I think that Ms. Virgin probably behaved appropriately. You gave her some expensive jewelry.
Which she in turn was supposed to return, and 3.5 weeks later, she sent me an email saying, in case, and let me read this to you, just so you understand. Quote, "Thank you for the new watch. I love it. In case you hadn't figured it out, I exchanged the necklace for something more functional for myself." She told me on the 12th of November that she was going to return it that week.
I thought you did return the jewelry.
I did return it, Your Honor.
I mean, return it to him, not return it to the store.
I returned it to the store, and what made me, and I was so angry.
Oh, there
that
you
day.
go. Okay, go ahead.
We had exchanged some checks. He had made a payment on one of my bills for me, and he wrote me a check to help cover for the deposits on the townhouse, because it was obviously, it's a lot larger than I would need as a single person. And so Thanksgiving weekend, I went to the ATM machine to get some money so I could go buy some flowers to take to my host and hostess where I was going for Thanksgiving dinner, and my checking account was overdrawn because he had stopped payment on the check that he had given me. And when I found out he had stopped payment on that check, but yet he could cash mine, it made me mad, and I did something stupid. I went down to the jeweler and I exchanged it for a watch, thought about it over on the weekend. Monday morning, I took it back to the jeweler and said, "I don't want this. Please credit Mr. Meckler's account." And they did so, and then I mailed him the receipt. I express mailed it along with a couple letters that he had sent me that I had never opened or read.
Is what you're saying, sir, you never got that?
She exchanged the pendant. No.
You never got a credit for anything?
Eventually, yes.
Fine. She was angry, but then she did the right thing. Listen, Mr. Meckler, what kind of work do you do, sir?
I'm a stockbroker.
You're trivializing something that was supposed to be a good thing, turned out to be a non-thing. The couple of $100 that you're talking about for some towels is not worth your time. I don't even know why you elected to sue her in the first place.
Judge, with going back to the pendant situation for a second, when she took the pendant, she was supposed to directly return it to the store for credit as it was. She, in turn, exchanged it and committed a fraud in getting other items for herself.
No, she didn't. A pendant is a gift, sir. It is not an engagement ring.
That's correct.
It is a gift. She did not have to return it at all. She was perfectly within her legal rights to keep that jewelry that you gave her. She didn't have to return it. It didn't work out, Mr. Meckler. Get over it. Case is dismissed, that's all.
Thanks. Parties are excused. You may step out.
Her 18-year-old Carrie Lip are suing Angela Kaz and her son, 16-year-old Michael Parr. Carrie claims Michael punched her truck.
Order. All rise.
Now, this is case number 494 on the calendar in the matter of Lip versus Kaz Parr. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Is your last name Lip?
Yes.
You weren't actually present during the course of this incident, but you are co-owner of this car?
The owner. I am the
You
owner.
are the owner?
Yeah.
But you know nothing else about the incident?
Right.
So why don't you have a seat, sir?
Yeah.
Ms. Lip, according to your complaint, you're driving along in your brand-new Ford Explorer.
Correct.
And the defendant's son came darting out of the street. You almost hit him. He punched the hood of your car. You want him to pay for the damage.
Correct.
Where did this happen?
I was coming out of Galleria Drive. It's the entrance that leads out to the mall.
Okay, and you are in traffic?
Yeah, I was driving, and I was slowing down because the light, I believe, was turning red. And all of a sudden, I seen a car swerving in front of me, and I was wondering what was going on. And so I started to slow down, and it all happened really fast, and some door came flying open, and he was in front of my car. So I slammed on my brakes. I don't know how I did not hit him. And he looked at me, and he said, "F you," and took his fist and slammed it in the hood of my truck.
And then what did he do?
Why?
And then what did he do?
Then he started walking, and I had my cell phone, so I called 911, and I continued to follow him. The cops found him, and he started running. He jumped over a fence, and I was with the one cop while the other one was chasing him, and they said that his mother was at the police station with a swollen eye, and then the police brought him back, and I had to identify him, and it was him.
Now who are you?
Yes, I was, me and my mom have been we were in an argument at the time, and...
In the car?
In the car.
Who was driving?
My mom.
And where were you sitting?
I was sitting on the passenger seat.
In the front?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And we had gotten into an argument, and she had got real mad, and she grabbed a Frisbee and started hitting me in the head with it. And
as she was driving?
Yes. And I don't know, it just happened so fast. I hit my mom, and before I knew it, things were going through my head. I just wanted to get away from the situation before it got worse. So I jumped out of the car, and I was trying to cross the road, and I seen her, and she just almost hit me, and I went, to try to brace myself on her hood, and that's when I kept going, and I could see her, behind me, following me, and that's later on the cops found me.
Are you saying that you didn't say anything to her? She indicates that you cursed at her.
I did not say anything.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Did you see this incident happen, Miss Cass?
Not once I took off.
You mean after he hit you, you took off?
Yeah, the light turned green.
And you took off?
Yes.
And you knew that he had jumped out of the car?
Yes. I was going to let him walk home.
Well, you tell me why you don't think you're responsible for the damage to her car.
I knew it was wrong for me getting out in traffic. I just didn't want the situation to get worse between me and my mom.
Okay.
Because it was, really high at that point. And,
probably a good idea.
The light was red when I jumped out of the car.
How do you know that?
Because I seen it.
Did you see it before or after you punched your mother in the eye?
I saw it after I punched her. I mean, everybody was at a complete stop.
Your mother's hitting you with a Frisbee.
Mm-hmm.
You turn around and punch her in the eye, and you're watching to see whether the light is red or green? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, but when I jumped out of the car, I noticed that all the cars were stopped, and it was red.
Okay, and?
And when I went behind her car, I had seen her coming, and I just tried to jump out of the way before she hit me.
Why didn't you just go back onto the street? Were you crossing at the crosswalk?
No, I was in the middle of the street.
So if you're in the middle of the street, you don't have the right of way, right?
Right.
Are you responsible for the damage to her car?
Oh, I was just trying to cross the road and, get out of the situation. She almost hit me.
Whose fault was that? Whose fault was that?
Mine.
Yes. Can I see the damage to your car, please?
This is the estimate.
Do you have a photograph of the car?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please?
I have two of them.
I have never seen the damage to the car.
I'm going to show them to you.
Okay, thank you.
I want to show them to you, and then I have a comment about what your son just told me.
Okay.
There are two photographs, Miss Lipp. Each photograph seems to indicate that there is a single dent in the car. See it?
Yeah, this one, and, okay.
It's just one. It's the same dent.
Okay.
So, Miss Cass,
This
doesn't happen by putting two hands on the front hood of the car to brace yourself. This happens when you punch the car, just as she said it happened. He got mad and punched it with his fist.
I never punched the car.
Oh, yes, you did. You want to do a demonstration for me how this happened?
Well,
Make believe where you're standing now is the front of the car. Make believe how this happened.
Well, just as she was, coming, I went, just before I didn't know whether she was going to hit me or not.
So you're telling me you slapped it, but you slapped it harder with one hand, all the way up on the hood, not at the beginning of the hood, but all the way up in the midsection of the hood. Is that what you're telling me? You know I don't believe you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm sure, Michael, that you were very sorry you hit your mother.
Yes, I am.
I assume also that she's had it up to here and that you were saying some really nasty things to her.
He was lying.
There you go.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carrie Lipp says she was driving her truck when 16-year-old Michael Parr ran into traffic and punched her vehicle. Michael says he was upset because he had a fight with his mother.
Did you get into trouble for running from the police?
Yes, they had put me in a juvenile detention.
Is that the first time you had been in detention?
Yes.
Did you like it?
No.
You don't want to go back there again, I assume.
No.
The truth. All the time. It's easier. It's easier. And I'm sure, Michael, that you were very sorry you hit your mother.
Yes, I am.
And I assume your mother is sorry that she hit you with a Frisbee.
Yes, I am.
I assume also that she's had it up to here and that you were saying some really nasty things to her.
He was lying.
There you go. Mothers can usually tell a lie. All right, $876.64.
Correct.
That's your temper. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $876.64. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it was fair, and I'm happy I'm getting my money.
I wasn't intentionally trying to, you know, scare her or do any damage to her truck, but I mean, I swear that she almost hit me.
And now the next case.
All parties on Sarver versus Langston. Step forward, please.
23-year-old child care provider Kristen Sarver is suing her former roommate, 19-year-old student Candace Langston, for breaking an apartment lease. Candace says she gave proper notice and Kristen didn't cooperate.
Ms. Sarver, you and the defendant were friends, college friends, and you decided to rent an apartment together while you were in school. According to your complaint, you each signed a year's lease. The defendant moved out, and you want her to pay her share of the rent until you found a new roommate.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. I was actually working full-time. We met at the daycare and we became really good friends. And I have a copy of the lease that we signed in May of 2000. And the third page of that is a roommate agreement, which I've highlighted. And it states that if she moves out before the end of termination date of the lease, that she's responsible for paying the balance of the lease or finding a suitable subletter. She claims that...
No, don't tell me what she claims. She'll tell me what she claims. You signed the lease in May of 2000. When did you move out?
I had my car accident on September 1st, and I moved a lot of my stuff out that date. Throughout the month of September, I moved most of the rest of it, except for my furniture, which I left for her because she didn't have any. Your Honor, she's lying. The only thing she moved...
I don't care about furniture. Okay. Furniture's not important. Where did you go after you moved out?
I moved shortly home with my parents.
And then where did you move?
Okay, I moved in with my friend Jessica.
Why?
Me and my parents were having some trouble. And
why didn't you move back to your apartment?
I couldn't because I had to get, when I wrecked my car, I had to get a new car. I was paying for school. I didn't make much at my job, so even if I had moved back to the apartment, I wouldn't have been able to pay. Your Honor, may I say that...
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't leave her with a lease on an apartment and choose not to fulfill your obligations to your roommate. Why do you think you can do that?
Well, I mean, I didn't just leave. Me and my friend Nick here, we put up signs around campus for people to come. When I came back, back to the apartment a few times to get stuff that I needed, or mail and everything. And he was with me every time. Every time we would come back to the apartment, there would be at least, I say, 14 messages on the answering machine from girls. And I asked her about it, and she's like, well, none of them were interested. But every time I went, there were several messages. Your Honor, I have evidence that I was trying to find a roommate, and I also have my boyfriend, Steven Sharinko, as my witness. He didn't help me in the beginning when I was putting up flyers, but once I started putting up more and more, I found it was easier to take him with me. I have phone numbers of all the people that she's talking about, and I had tried to move each of these people in. I have copies of some of the flyers that I put up, and the roommate agreement also states that it's her responsibility to find a subletter if she would leave.
Right. It's your responsibility.
I understand that.
So, what's the total monthly rent?
The total monthly rent is $400. We had each agreed to pay $200 and half the utilities. In October, I was almost evicted.
Just a second. We're talking about rent.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's talk about rent.
Okay.
Did you pay September's rent?
I paid September's rent.
Is that correct?
That's correct. She paid September's rent.
Okay.
She called me in October saying that she was having some trouble. So I told her that I agreed to pay November too, because, I mean, it's not like I wanted to leave her in a bond. Like I said, we were friends.
What about October?
I did not pay October. October is when I received this notice.
Did you pay November's rent?
Yes, I did.
Is that right?
Yes, she did, Your Honor.
Okay. What about December?
Well, by this time, she's still telling me that she hadn't found a roommate, and there are still messages. And
so did you pay?
No, I didn't. I didn't have the money to pay. Messages for all people who are interested in moving.
I can't hear everybody.
I'm sorry.
You found a roommate in January.
January 15th, I had someone move in.
And how much rent did they pay in January?
They paid $100, which means she would still owe $100 for January. Can I show you this now?
What is that for?
This is the notice that I got on October 23rd,
And the third page is another notice they sent me in the mail shortly after. When I received that notice, I called her and I read it to her, and I explained to her that it said I was going to get evicted. And she said she had simply forgotten and that she would pay.
That's not true.
Yes, she did. She said
That's
she
not
was
true.
sorry. She must have forgotten. And when I called them just to make sure, and I'm so glad I did, because they were going to file eviction papers on noon the 30th, I called them just before that to make sure that she had definitely sent the money in, or really to make sure they had gotten there. They didn't receive anything.
So you
She
want
left me
the
with
other...
all this responsibility.
So you want her to pay the additional $25 in late fee?
That's correct.
Okay.
Also in December, when I spoke with her on November 2nd, I pleaded with her to pay. I told her that she
Rent is
knew-
your... Listen to me.
Right.
You're going to get the rent. She was
Okay.
under an obligation to pay attention. You're not paying attention. She was under an obligation to find a roommate. She did not find a roommate, and there was no just reason why she moved out. You chose to go to your parents' house, and then you went to live with somebody else, and then did you go to live with your boyfriend?
No, he's not
Your
my
Honor,
boyfriend.
she's lying. Excuse me.
He is.
I don't want to hear that.
Your Honor, she just said that she wasn't
Did you
living
hear?
with him.
Don't you follow?
I'm sorry.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Did you ever move in with him any place else after you moved out of her apartment?
Yes,
The answer is yes, you did. So you moved in with your parents, then you moved in with friends, then for some time you lived with your boyfriend. You can't do that. You have to pay the rent. I'm finished with rent. She owes you $525 for the rent.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
else do you want her to pay? Just tell me.
In December, I was charged an insufficient fund fee of $28.
For what?
For the rent, and I have a copy of the check. It was for check 620, which was the check that was paid for Candace Langston's portion of the rent.
For what?
My bank charged me because I didn't have that money in there after she
Forget
had
it.
agreed to
You
send...
should have figured that you didn't have enough money.
Well, she had agreed to send the money.
Listen to me.
Yes,
Mature
ma'am.
people do not write out a check unless they're sure that the money is in the bank. What's next?
Power bills.
Did she pay the power bills during the time she was there?
When she moved out, she did not take all of her belongings. She took her toiletries and some of her clothing. She would come and go as she pleased. She had a key. She would come visit her friends in Clemson. She would get her mail. She would make phone calls. And the last time that she was at the apartment, she turned the heat up so high that when I got home the following Tuesday, it was downright hot in the apartment.
I never touched
Just a
things.
second.
Yes, she did, because
Hold
I
on.
turned it off before I left.
You following how this goes? You speak, I ask a question, she speaks, but you don't answer her, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have a key to the apartment?
Yes, I did. I called
John!
her.
Didn't ask anything
Okay,
else.
sorry.
That requires a yes or a no.
Yes, ma'am.
You had a key to the apartment after you left in September.
Mhm.
And according to you, you did in fact go back to the apartment, you say frequently with your boyfriend, frequently
No.
enough to listen to
No.
phone messages, pay careful attention, to listen to phone messages. Is that right?
No, I went back maybe 3 times.
That's enough.
Just to get stuff, and I took my friend Nick with me.
You went into the apartment.
But I tried to call her.
You went into the apartment
to get my
with
things.
your own key. If it wasn't your apartment, you would have no access to the apartment. I don't care whether you went in there 3 times or 30 times. You also had things in there, because according to what you just told me, you wanted to get some things out of there.
Well,
so you left things in the apartment, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
You can't leave things in your apartment and not take care of the bills. I was originally not going to entertain your application for power bills, but it appears to me that she exercised certain dominion and control over that apartment
Yes, ma'am, she
during the
did.
time she wasn't living there on a full-time basis, but came and went, listened to phone messages, picked up the phone, right?
No, ma'am. We did not
Didn't
pick
we?
up the phone. We listened to the messages.
Oh, really?
I listened to see if there were any
We listened
that
to see
were
if there
still
were any
there
people
for me.
that called for the roommate, because we put up flyers, too.
Mm-hmm.
Your Honor, may I say I never saw any flyers that they put up? And she
I don't
would
care
come
whether
to-
they put up flyers or not. I've
Yes,
taken
ma'am.
care of that.
She would come
Just
to go
a
to
second.
football
Stand
games.
up here, just in case you think that you're in the right.
I didn't go. I went.
You cannot go to somebody else's house and put on their answering machine to listen to messages. Listen to me. When you move out of an apartment, you take all your stuff. You may be young, but if you move out and you say, I have no further obligation to this apartment, you don't use it as a storage unit.
She told me that I could leave that there because she did not have any furniture. I could have brought that furniture back to my parents' house.
Could you? So why didn't you?
I never talked to her
So
about
why
the
didn't
furniture.
you?
Because she didn't have anything. She don't have a couch,
please,
she didn't have a
give me
TV,
a break.
she didn't have nothing.
Okay, Power 6806. She owes you $593.06 so far. What else?
This is a supply fee for when I had to put up roommate flyers. At first,
Forget it.
Well, the roommate
Forget it.
responsibility that she signed
I
said it was her
understand that.
responsibility.
I understand that. Forget it. What else?
Court fees.
How much are the court fees?
$82.50.
$675.56. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
36-year-old deli manager Lisa Lopez is suing her ex-boyfriend, 33-year-old truck driver Leonard Martinez, for the return of her belongings. Leonard is countersuing also for the return of belongings.
Order. Come to order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 511 on the calendar in the matter of Lopez versus Martinez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats.
I hope this is a good one. You dated until about 2 years ago and remained friends over the last 2 years. Is that right?
Right.
According to your complaint, he has some stuff at his house that belongs to you.
Right.
According to his countersuit, you have some stuff that belongs to him. He also wants to be reimbursed, he says, for harassment, because you've been harassing him, and for lost wages. You'll explain that to me, sir. What stuff do you have at his house?
I have like my microwave, my stereo, my mountain bike, my Coca-Cola porcelain doll, an official Coca-Cola shirt.
So let's start with the big stuff. Microwave. Do you have a microwave?
No, I don't.
Did she have a microwave at your house?
No, she didn't.
I have a receipt. I bought a microwave at...
She bought. We bought.
No, we didn't.
Shh, don't fight with each other.
We didn't, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Leonard doesn't like to take any responsibility.
Just don't editorialize. Give me a receipt for the microwave, and then I'll find out where it is. People buy things, they live together, they don't get married, they expect to come into court and somebody else to take care of it. When did you buy this?
In the latter part of 1999 or 8.
Get out of here. What are you giving me a receipt for that talks about something that was purchased 2 days ago?
No, that's the receipt. That's price verification.
It's not a price verification. Show me the receipt of the microwave you bought 2 years ago.
I can't, Your Honor, because all the receipts are in his house. I can't
Listen to me, Miss Lopez. You bought the microwave when the two of you were living together?
We were
Listen to me carefully. You bought it when you were living together, is that right?
Off and on, yes.
We were never living
Hush.
together. I'm just stating a fact.
Don't state anything till I look in your direction. You bought it when you were a couple together.
Right.
Then you were no longer a couple but remained friends.
Right.
The microwave stayed in his house for 2 years. Is that right?
Right.
Why are you bothering me about it now?
Because I'm paying for it. It's
Good.
fine.
Pay for it. Pay for it. If you bought something in 1998, now it's the year 2001, right?
Right.
You cannot sleep on a claim. Do you understand?
Right.
What else is in the house that belongs to you?
My Coca-Cola collection.
Coca-Cola collection.
Right.
What is the Coca-Cola collection?
Coca-Cola memorabilia.
What was it doing in his house?
Okay, could I explain why it's at his house?
That's what I'm asking you.
Anything that goes into his house cannot leave. If anything leaves, it has to be returned that day, or if not, the next day.
So why did you bring it there in the first place?
To show him.
She doesn't know anything about Coca-Cola.
It's Lopez. How many things did you bring him there to show him?
My Coca-Cola porcelain doll.
When did you bring that? At a different time?
Yeah, sometime last year.
If you brought a Coca-Cola collection and he wouldn't let you take it out of the house, right? That's what you said.
Right.
And then you bring a porcelain doll, knowing that he won't let you out of the house, what does that make you?
Stupid.
No, that makes this lawsuit nonsense. And you know it's nonsense because you've known him at least for 4 years, lived there sometimes, lived home sometimes, but now all of a sudden you want me to resurrect things that have been in his house for 4 years? Come on, Ms. Lopez. Why would you think that a court is going to waste their time with that?
It's not that, Judge. I got tired of Leonard. He started beating me up for 2.5 years ago.
Boy.
And
then if he started to beat you up...
Because he's slick, Your Honor.
Just a second. If you got rid of him romantically 2 years ago and any man put his hands on me, I wouldn't be their friend for 2 years. I certainly wouldn't bring them my porcelain dolls. What are you doing with a porcelain doll?
First of all, it's not her porcelain doll. I've been involved in collecting Coca-Cola for many years. In my previous marriage that I've had, I had a whole kitchen full of Coca-Cola stuff. And
listen to me carefully, sir. And don't try to charm me. It will be impossible for you. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
You've been collecting Coca-Cola memorabilia, right?
That's correct.
At a time when you were involved in a relationship, she purchased some Coca-Cola memorabilia.
As a gift.
I didn't ask you that question. That answer required either yes or no.
Yes.
And she purchased, among other things, a porcelain doll. Is that right?
That's the only Coca-Cola thing she purchased.
I didn't ask you for anything. What did she say when she put the porcelain doll in the house?
Look what I got you. Because, I mean, I had seen this as an advertisement, and she had turned around and told me, you know, she just kept it quiet from there. But then after, when she did get it, she in turn had, brought it to me as a gift. Knowing that I collect Coca-Cola stuff,
I believe that that's probably true. What else is at the house?
My mountain bike.
Mountain bike. You don't collect mountain bikes,
No,
do you?
That I don't collect.
Where's her mountain bike?
Her mountain bike is there. She has ample time to collect it.
Just a second. It's there.
Yes, it's there.
So you have no problem with her picking it up?
I've never had a problem with her picking it up.
Very good. Mountain bike.
She never came by at all.
But now she wants a mountain bike.
Why? Because of the fact that, I'm dating somebody new.
Perfect.
But see, I had no problem with
just
her.
a second, but it's a mountain bike. It's there. It's her mountain bike. What
Exactly.
else? We get on that.
My tent.
Tent.
My tent and sleeping bag.
You mean outdoors? Outdoors.
Right.
Is that hers? Is that there?
Nice chest.
That's there. It's all sitting right there in a pile waiting for her.
Sleeping bag. What else?
My crystal candle holders.
Crystal candle holders. Are they there?
I'd have to look for them.
Fine. Look for them.
But see, I can't be positive though. She might have taken this stuff.
She's at this point she's sort of stretching it. What else, Miss Lopez?
Clothing.
What?
Clothing. I have pictures of.
I'm not bothering with your clothing. Understand that. Whatever clothing you left there, I will have to assume that you don't want anymore.
I want them. Your Honor, I can't go to his house. He calls the sheriff's on me for trespassing.
You have any of her clothes at your house?
I have none of her clothes.
Oh, Leonard, you're such a
Just a
liar.
minute. Do you have any of her clothes
I
at
have
your
none
house?
of her clothes.
Fine. Forget it. Mountain bike, tent, sleeping bag, maybe crystal candle holders. What else?
My camcorder tripod.
I have no idea where that thing's at.
That's in the back room, Leonard, in the bedroom.
Shh. Camcorder tripod. Do you have it?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. If you have it, you give it to her. What else?
Dishes. We were planning on moving in together, Your Honor.
Miss Lopez, I want you to forget it. You had an old relationship with him. You continue to be friends. If you left stuff in his house for years, don't expect to come into court and have a judge go over cups and saucers and teaspoons that you want back.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Lopez and her ex-boyfriend Leonard Martinez are suing each other for the return of their personal belongings.
Now, what stuff, Mr. Martinez, do you claim in your countersuit that she has of yours, sir?
My Coca-Cola cooler.
The Coca-Cola cooler?
You know what? As petty as it may seem to you, Coca-Cola items are, they're priceless and they're worth a lot of money.
Very good. Consider it a gift, sir. Consider it you made her a gift in exchange for the crystal doll she bought you. What's next?
Okay, so be it.
What's next?
All the stuff that she has are collectibles. Monopoly games, they're collectibles.
Just a second.
They're worth money.
What are they doing at her house?
The same thing. We purchased them, I purchased some, she, purchased them only because of the mere fact that I was so involved in, I collect a lot of things. I'm a collector, okay? And things that are of value. Now, I purchased some of these, games, and it just so happened that she had them. She said, well, okay, I'll hang on to them. Okay, so be it. Thinking that thinking that I'm going to get them back.
You don't expect me to go into Monopoly games, do you?
Well, like I said.
What else?
Videotapes. The only reason why the videotapes are important to me is because they have to do with me and my kids. Do
you have any videotapes of the defendant and his children?
No.
What's next?
CDs.
She doesn't have any. CDs.
Yeah.
Start humming. What else?
That's it,
Good. So we've taken care of the property. Now let's take care of the harassment. You got 30 seconds. Go.
Okay. There were times where I was at home, and she came over, and she was parked around the corner. I have a witness here, my girlfriend. She was sitting in the dark, and we left, and she went chasing us down the street. I mean, all the way to the movie theater.
Yes.
I mean, that.
Are you scared?
Was I scared? Yeah, 'cause she could have ran us off the road.
What else?
Okay, there was times at work, time lost at work. She would come to my work, not once, not twice. She would literally stand there and just, like, you know, totally just harassing me.
What would she do? According to you, she just stood there with her arms folded
I couldn't
like
work.
this.
I couldn't work.
You couldn't work, toughen up. What's next?
How do you figure it's toughen up? I mean, you know, I'm being over here traumatized.
Get
being
up.
hurt, being...
Listen to me. If someone is harassing you, what you do is you get a restraining order against that person. Do you understand?
I've dealt with a lot of
Did
her
you try to get a restraining order against her?
Why would I want to do something? You know, I was trying to be her friend, okay? You know.
Fine. Then why would you want to sue her?
The only reason why I'm doing this, basically, okay, yeah, if I get any money from this, I'm going to use it to get a restraining order. You know, not by choice. It's because, you know, I don't trust her. I don't trust her. I don't trust her family. You know, when she started, we had to change our phone number because of the fact that her brother kept calling us, you know, over and over. She called my mom's house, started harassing my mom.
Call the police. Get a restraining order. Do you understand?
I understand.
Money won't make you feel any better, Mr. Martinez. Ms. Lopez, I'm going to prepare an order indicating that you and the company of a marshal may retrieve your mountain bike, your tent, your sleeping bag, and if he has it, your crystal candlestick holders. You can do that within 5 days of today's date. Clear?
Clear.
Counterclaim is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I see him as a freeloader as a person altogether. He's a leech. He's no good.
She realized she had a good thing. She lost it, and, you know, and now she regrets it.
He was no good. Everybody told me, and stupid me didn't listen.
And now the next case.
All parties on Haas versus Hernandez. Step forward, please.
18-year-old coffee barista Rachel Haas is suing her former roommate, 19-year-old homemaker Patricia Hernandez, for the return of her rent. Patricia is countersuing for property damage and harassment.
Ms. Haas, according to your complaint, you moved in with the defendant as a roommate. You gave her 2 months' rent in advance, $600. She kicked you out after the first month, or within the first month. You want your $300 back.
Yes.
She's counterclaiming. She said you destroyed some property in the apartment, and she's counterclaiming for twice as much as your rent, right?
Right.
All right. Did you have an apartment or a house?
It's a house.
And you were renting a room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When did you move in?
I moved in December 19th.
And when did you move out?
January 21st was the night that I got kicked out.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
What day did she leave?
She left January 23rd.
Is there any report, any police report, anything else that can show me
no.
the date?
No.
So it's either the 21st or the 23rd. Did you pay for the entire month of December?
When I moved in December, I paid a whole month's rent at the middle of the month.
Is that right?
No. She moved in November. She lived there for 3 months.
That's not correct, ma'am.
Did you pay by check or cash?
I paid cash. 2 months rent.
You have a receipt?
No, I don't. I gave it to her in cash because she wanted to get a money order.
That doesn't make any difference whether you gave her cash or whether you gave her a check. You get a receipt for rent. Who are you?
I'm her father.
Step up, please. Do you remember on what date your daughter moved out of your house?
Yes, ma'am. It was near Christmas. I moved her out.
And did you move her in someplace?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you move her in?
Into her house.
How did you know it was near Christmas?
Because we had given her a TV for Christmas, and I helped move that into her new place.
You got a call from your daughter to
Yes,
come and
ma'am.
get her? Tell me about that.
We attempted to remove her belongings from the home, but the defendant was at work and we couldn't get into the house, so we had to wait for, I think, a period of 24 hours before we were able to get back in and get her stuff moved.
Why couldn't you get into the house?
My daughter never was given a key to the house.
Why is that?
I had asked her for a key when I first moved in, and she said that it wasn't necessary because she still didn't have a job, and she was always going to be home. I got off work usually about 3, 4 in the afternoon, and so...
Okay. Have a seat, sir. Tell me about your lockout.
Well, I had when I got kicked out, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I left and went back to my friend's house because he was there with me, and...
well, tell me about it. What happened?
Oh, I came home that night about 4 o'clock in the morning. They locked me out of the house. I was standing outside of the house pounding on both doors, and I woke her up, crawling through the doggy door. And
okay, so now you're inside your room. How did you get kicked out?
I didn't want to go outside to smoke a cigarette because they were already very mad at me for waking them up coming home so late.
and I had smoked a cigarette in my room. After I smoked the cigarette, her boyfriend had came and knocked on the door and said, "I can smell the smoke." I said, "Okay, let's talk about it in the morning, please. You guys are angry at me for waking you up." She went next door and got her mom. Her mom came over, knocked on my door, and said, "Do we need help leaving?" She yelled at me and said a lot of things to me and then told me to leave.
And you left?
Yes.
Does your mother live on the same property that you do?
No, she lives next door. And Rachel did not say the whole story. She's leaving a lot out.
Go ahead.
I had rules about what time to be home because I had, at the time, a 7-month-old baby. So I told her if she wasn't home before 2, the doors would be locked because there's a bar right around the block, and we had problems with people stealing our stuff. And so Rachel knew that, and she knew the unit was a no-smoking unit, my rule or the landlord's rule. That night, she came home about 4:15 in the morning, broke through the doggy door. We didn't hear any knocking, and we were sleeping in the living room, so we would have heard it. She just went into the doggy door, brought a mail into my home, which was an every night occurrence, woke everyone up. So then she went to her room, and we tried to go back to sleep, and we woke up to her having sex with this male in the house. So we were a little irritated by that. We tried to go back to sleep, and then all of a sudden I smell cigarette smoke. So then I called my mom, and she came over just to have him leave, and Rachel started yelling at my mom, and my mom asked her to go outside and talk to her. So then they talked outside, and Rachel proceeded to yell at my mom, so my mom asked her to leave.
Fine. You have to give her back a month's rent. Somebody's living in your place, you're supposed to give them a key. You didn't give her any notice, so you have to give her back a month's rent, period. There's no question in my mind about that.
So then I should owe her 8 days of rent because there was only 8 days of the month left.
No, I find that she did move in on December 19th. I don't believe you that she was there for 3 months. Her father says, and I believe her father, that she moved in around Christmas time. You've got to give her money back. Now let's talk about these damages you're talking about. Go ahead.
There was holes and chips left in the paint and makeup all over the wall.
Well, she should have fixed that before she moved out.
And she didn't.
Because you threw her out. You both made a bad choice.
Can I please speak, Your Honor?
Sure.
The danger that me and my son were in was Rachel coming home every night with different guys, bringing drugs and alcohol into my home.
How old is your
child? He is 8 months old.
Your 8-month-old child really doesn't know whether she's coming into the house with a different boyfriend every night. Listen to me, Miss Hernandez. This roommate you weren't happy with.
She was caught smoking pot on my porches. She is an underage drinker, and for her to bring that in my home, I could have had my son taken from me.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Give her notice. And if you don't want to give her notice, what you do is you give her rent back, which is what precipitated this whole thing from the beginning. So you get your month's rent back, and this is the marks on the wall, stains on the wall. Freshen it up. You don't have a counterclaim. Counterclaim is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
27-year-old nanny, Amy Sanford, is suing her ex-boyfriend, 27-year-old delivery driver Soren Alexanian, for damages to her car and medical bills. Amy claims a drunken Soren grabbed a steering wheel while she was driving.
Come to order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 498 on the calendar, the matter of Sanford versus Alexander.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Sanford, the defendant had been your boyfriend. According to your complaint, you had an argument one evening. You were out at a series of bars, and defendant caused some damage to your car. In addition, you claim that he assaulted and hurt you.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay. When did this incident occur? What date?
August 13th.
Where had you been that evening?
We went out to eat first. Then I got a phone call from a friend saying there was a party. So we went to the party. I saw my friend there. When we got there, we didn't recognize anybody there that we knew. So Soren then suggested another bar. And when we pulled in to the parking lot, I realized it was a strip bar. I immediately said, I'm going to stay in the car. I refused to go in. But then they talked me in. They said they were only going to have one beer.
By this time, what time was it?
12:30. It was getting late. Bars were closing.
Okay. Did you go into the bar?
Yes, I did.
And you stayed for how long?
Enough for them to have 2 pitchers of beer.
Just the 2 of them? Did you drink?
No, I did not.
Your Honor, she was drinking as well. We went out for dinner.
I was drinking before then.
All right. What time did you leave that bar?
When it closed.
What
That was
time?
the only reason why we left. 1 o'clock, I think. 1:30.
And what happened when you got
Well,
into the car?
an incident happened before we even got in the car. We walked out of the bar, and he immediately was furious, punching the window, and he punched it like 5 or 6 times. And then he's like, open the door, unlock the door. And I was like trying to get the keys out of my pocketbook. As soon as we got in the car, I was like, why are you hitting my window? That was why the whole fight just started out. He wanted to get out of the car, because
Was he sitting in the front passenger seat?
Yes, he was.
And you were driving?
Yes, I was.
Go ahead. Now you're driving along and he wants to get out.
I wasn't going in the correct direction to another bar that he wanted to go to, but the way he was disrespecting me the whole entire night, I refused to bring him to another bar. So he grabbed the steering wheel, slammed the car into a curb, just missing a pole. I was in shock, so I just got out of the car. And that's when, I don't even know if I was yelling anything. That's when he grabbed my arm and started throwing me up and down, like flinging me around like a rag doll. And I hit my hip on with cement steps. Got out of the car, furious, and so I ran from the scene.
So what happened to your car?
Instant flat tire and multiple damages to the right side of the car.
Do you have photographs of the
Yes,
car?
I do. This is the rims. I have proof that I have bent rims.
Let me
I
see
also
the
have
pictures of the car.
receipts of all the damage.
Just a minute. Okay. Did you seek any medical treatment?
Yes, I did.
When?
About 3 days later. I have medical proof of that. And he also came to the doctor's appointment with me and to get x-rays because my hip hurt so bad.
Did you, in fact, go to the doctors with her?
Yes, I did. She said that she had hurt her side, and I said, there's no way that you got damaged enough that she thought she had a cracked pelvis. I'm like, there's no way you'd be walking around for 3 days.
But she complained to you that she had, in fact, been injured.
3 days later.
And you were...
If she was really injured, then she would have gone that night. She wasn't injured.
But you were sufficiently concerned to accompany her to the doctor, is that right?
She requested that I go with her, and I said, fine, I will.
Were you still seeing each other then?
At the point of the accident, I really didn't want to see her ever again.
Did you see her again?
Yes.
Until when?
Till the day that I paid her the final check.
Which was what date?
Check date was 11/25.
So you continued to see her until November?
Yes.
Now, in your defense, you said you would pay for the damage to the car. And you immediately gave her some money. How much money did you give her?
I gave her $200 cash 1 week, and then I gave her $100 cash the next week after we spoke. And at each week, I asked her, can I have a statement so that I can see what I'm paying for? She got irate with me. She said, I don't have a statement. All I have is a receipt for a total bill. And I said, well, then what do I know that you've done to the vehicle? Have you fixed the side, or have you fixed other things? At the time that I issued the check for $180.
Then you gave her another check for $180?
Yes, because...
How much later?
That was probably about another 2 weeks after.
So far, that's all correct. He's given you $480.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
She then, after I issued her this check, said, now you're going to pay for the rim, right? And I said, no, I'm not paying for the rim. It's warped because you drove away on the rim with the flat tire. Then she wanted payment for the rear of the vehicle. Well, nowhere in her statement does she say the rear of the vehicle got damaged. She just wants more money for other things that never took place.
Let me see the final check that you wrote to her, sir.
The check also says paid in full,
Yes,
and she cashed
that's
it.
what you said in your answer. What kind of car is this?
It's a Hyundai Tiburon FX 97.
Are you driving it?
Yes, I am. I'm driving it damaged right now. It has 2 bent rims on the right side.
How could it have 2 bent rims?
Because it hit on the right side and it wrecked both rims when on impact.
Why didn't you tell him that immediately?
I did. He knew all of this. He even made me go to his mechanic to get all this done.
Yeah,
I wanted to bring it to my mechanic. This is all the receipts from that. And he was supposed to go down there that day and pay it on his credit card, which he did not. And they were going to lock my car up. And I went down and paid it over. Actually, I paid it over the phone and went down and picked up my own car.
Did you ask her to go to your mechanic, sir?
I asked her, it's not my mechanic, just a place where I've had work done. I asked her, yes, go try this place out.
His is $764.
That's not including the rims that I do need. And this is the price list of the rims.
Your Honor, she damaged those rims. I didn't damage those rims.
I did not.
If I damaged them, it would have been chipped, not warped.
Where did you take your car after the flat tire?
I drove it to a parking lot where I could change the flat tire and continue home, which was not far at all. It did not damage the rims.
Listen, he's responsible for that. Sir, you're responsible for that. If she had to take the car, drive the car, even with flat tires, to a safe place so that the tire could be changed safely, then you are responsible if the rims were damaged when she rode on those rims. And you could have avoided the whole problem if you stayed there and fixed the tire on the scene yourself.
Well, you know what? We had a chance to do that. We could have done that.
No, why didn't you, not we, you caused the accident?
Because I didn't want to be in the vehicle with her. I didn't even want to talk to her ever again. She did not let me out when I said let me out.
Okay, and you were all drinking a little too much.
I stopped drinking,
Let me just,
Your Honor.
You don't drink at all when you're driving, madam. You don't drink at all when you're driving.
While we were at the strip bar, I stopped drinking because I was so mad.
Let me explain
I
something
know.
to you. What word didn't you understand? You don't drink at all if you're driving.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amy Sanford says ex-boyfriend Soren Alexanian owes her for damage to her car and an assault.
The rims are $221. Is that right? That's what it says.
Plus tax, yeah.
Your Honor,
Yes.
No, with the tax.
With the tax, yeah.
I have an estimate from a Hyundai dealer that has far below than that. I don't know where she gets 221
Let me see.
from.
For the rims. Let me see. So far, you owe her $284, which is the difference in what you gave her so far and what it's cost her so far to fix it. And you have, is that $172?
I believe that's what it says.
$172 times 2.
Well, why would it be times 2? I don't understand. She said front right damage, not rear damage. It's the front right side of the vehicle that we're talking about.
How did
Both
the rear
rims
rim
were dented.
No, how? That's what I don't understand. You only had one flat tire, is that right?
Yeah, but when he hit the curbing, he hit both rims on the curb. I have pictures of 2 rims being dented.
You mean it hit, but it hit harder on the front?
We were going 40 miles an hour.
All right. No, hers is less, sir. I would take hers rather than this one. Because you have 172 times 2. She has 221 for the whole kit and caboodle. That's $505. Now, your lawsuit seeks $1,800.
For pain and suffering due to him throwing me around. I worked
Miss
two
Sanford,
I
Miss
worked
Sanford,
2 jobs.
Miss Sanford, I would have entertained your application for pain and suffering as a result of being thrown on the 15th of August if you hadn't maintained your relationship with him until November.
I only did that to seek my money, Your Honor.
Baloney! Baloney!
Try to work things out. It didn't work out.
Then you try to work things out. It didn't work out. Then you don't say a year later or 6 months later or 8 months later, now I want my pain and suffering. That doesn't work.
It's been taking that long to get anything from him. I went through a lot of pain. He even saw me.
Just a second. I can understand you went through a lot of pain. If you wrote him a goodbye note, said goodbye to him, came into court and said he assaulted me, and if you didn't want to proceed criminally, you proceed civilly, right? I could say fine, but if you, I mean, did you have an intimate relationship with the defendant? Answer my question.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you have an intimate relationship with the defendant after August 15th?
I don't know, Your Honor. I don't think so. We didn't get along very well. I could tell you that.
I don't care whether you got along very well or not.
He took me out to eat a couple times.
What?
He took me out to dinner a couple times after this all happened.
Miss Sanford, you're telling me you had an intimate relationship with him before and afterwards he maintained a relationship with you and you no longer had an intimate relationship with him for 3 months? Is that what you're telling me? You want me to believe that? No, you don't. But he is responsible for the damage he caused to your car because he took control of the steering wheel of the car. The car was in an accident, and any damage that is the proximate cause of that, he's responsible for. And if there is any question as to whether he's responsible for the damage, I have to find in your favor with regard to that because I wasn't there. Neither was he to fix the car. So the judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $505 for the damage to the car. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
When we were in a strip joint, she got angry at me for looking at girls in a strip joint, which is what you go to a strip joint for.
It was really disgusting, degrading to me. I just wanted to leave.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Flynn versus Burbine. Step forward, please.
37-year-old deli worker Shirley Flynn is suing her ex-boyfriend, 39-year-old contractor Raymond Burbine, for the return of her children's baby pictures and a diamond bracelet.
According to the complaint, you and the defendant lived together for a period of 5 years. You've known each other for 10. When you separated, you put your stuff in storage. It's your claim that the defendant retained some of your property.
Yes.
When did you separate your property?
I got evicted from my apartment because of circumstances.
Got evicted from your apartment in what month?
March of 99, 2000. Lived with somebody from March until June.
The two of you lived with somebody else until June?
Yes.
And what property did you take with you when you separated?
I took, like, my clothes. That was about it. I had a little TV that I brought. I share a house with an elderly woman, so I couldn't really take that much stuff.
Okay, you brought a TV?
Yes.
Brought your clothes?
Yes, some of them.
You brought your papers, whatever papers
No.
that were necessary that you have?
Well, I had in storage at his friend's house green folder filled with court papers that he still has.
Court papers?
Yes, very important papers.
What kind of court papers?
For a custody battle.
Custody battle for whom?
My children.
Raymond says all items have been returned and there was never any bracelet.
How old are your children?
14, 15, and 18.
Is that an ongoing proceeding?
No.
It's over?
Yeah.
So those papers are really not essential anymore. That case is over. Now, what items do you claim he still has in storage?
He has all my pictures from my kids from babies growing up.
Are they in boxes?
Yes.
Do you have her pictures?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Do you know what happened to those pictures?
Yes, I do.
What happened to
They
them?
were delivered to her.
By whom?
By myself.
When you say delivered to her, where were they delivered?
To Beverly, Mass. After we were evicted from the apartment, that is correct. And I do have a box of her court papers, but as far as the other belongings...
Oh, we're going to get to the other... But you do have the court papers?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and you have no problem with her getting...
I have no problem
with her
whatsoever.
getting those. Okay. Now, when you delivered the photos to her, was she at home?
Yes, she was.
Okay, so she actually accepted them.
Yes, she did.
Fine. What's next, Miss Flynn?
My court papers, a diamond bracelet that he had given me.
I read that in your complaint. That's where your problem was, Miss Flynn.
Okay.
You said okay too fast. You want to know why? Because when things don't make sense, they're usually not true. If you're homeless, the first thing that you pack is a diamond bracelet. Before you take your television set, before you take your underwear, you put your diamond bracelet in your pocketbook. So when you said to me in your complaint, Miss Flynn, he has my baby pictures, a crystal bowl that was given to me by my ex-husband, and a diamond bracelet, I said, this woman thinks that I'm some sort of a dumbo. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes. That was one of the things that was in with my court papers.
Oh, that was quick thinking. So if the diamond bracelet is there, you'll find it when he returns
No,
the box
he
of
won't.
court
He already
papers.
told me that his probation officer said that I don't, unless I have a receipt for it, which it was a gift.
No. Listen to me. If what you're telling me is you put the diamond bracelet in the court papers, I assume that when you get the box of court papers, you'll find the diamond bracelet. If you don't find the diamond bracelet there, I suggest you go and look in your underwear drawer. It's probably there. What else?
My kitchen appliances, a lot. He has clothes of mine still.
What else do you have, Mr. Burbine?
I have a box of court papers. Everything else was delivered to her at her home in Beverly. I have affidavits from whose garage the things were stored in.
I can't take affidavits, sir.
Okay, but everything else was
How
delivered.
long ago were they delivered?
I would say the latter part of August.
Do you recall that?
He brought me some of the stuff, not all of it.
Fine.
I told him I had a list of things missing, and I read him the list.
And what did he say?
He told me that he was going to be getting his own apartment in 3 weeks, and that he would go through the stuff and give me my stuff.
Okay.
And that's been going on for almost a year.
Okay. So you have some kitchen appliances.
Yes.
You mean bowls and a toaster?
Dishes, toaster, can opener. All kinds of stuff. I lived in that apartment 17 years, so 17 years worth of stuff.
Mm-hmm. I can't split that up. You can get your court paper, but I can't split that up. I'm not going to say, you listen, you have service for 12, you take 6 and he takes 6. That's not what courts are here for.
Most important to me are my children's baby pictures.
Well, but you don't know what happens to them. I don't think he's retaining them. If he returned property to you, what possible reason would he have to retain your children's baby pictures?
He was very close to my daughter and my boys. And I called him, I've called him several times and asked him to bring them back. And he said that he did have them.
Do you have any pictures of her
Your
children?
Honor, you know, she's telling the truth. I was close to the children, but no obligation to keeping baby pictures that do not belong to me. I am not...
Have you gone through everything that was in storage?
I have went through every piece of box, bag in that garage, and the only thing I do have are the litigation papers for her custody battle.
How big a box is it?
It's approximately, I'd say, 2 foot by a foot.
Is it possible there are pictures in there?
In the bottom, it may be, but I did go through the box to make sure none of my belongings were in there when I was served on my birthday with the court paper.
You didn't see any diamond bracelet in there, did you?
No.
I didn't think so.
Nor there was one to exist.
All right. Mr. Burbine, you'll do this, sir. Within 5 days, you'll make arrangements for her to get the court papers. Is it easy for you to have someone deliver them to her?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Great. 5 days from today. That's it. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I got a victim.
39-year-old homemaker Kathleen Marsh is suing her former brother-in-law, 38-year-old sales associate Jeffrey Vesna, for dental bills and furniture for his 2 daughters. Kathleen says she took custody after their mother was killed in a car accident.
Order. All rise.
Your Honor, this is case number 492 on the calendar in the matter of Marsh versus Visna. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Tell me your name.
Kim?
Is this your dad?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like you to do something for me. Bird, would you take Kim outside while I try this case, please?
Come.
Miss Marsh, the defendant had been married to your sister.
Correct.
And they were divorced for a long time. Your sister had custody of her 2 daughters, your 2 daughters, sir. And I gather you hadn't had much of a relationship with the 2 girls over the years. Is that right?
That's right.
Your sister had remarried.
Correct.
But tragically, she and her husband were killed in an automobile accident, and you took custody of your 2 nieces.
Yes, I did.
When was your sister killed?
June 19th of 2000.
Were they in a collision with another car?
No, the stepfather was driving Tracy. He was driving, and he had a seizure, and...
Okay. I gather, Mr. Vizina,
Yes, ma'am.
that because you hadn't had a serious relationship with your girls, you had no problem with the 2 girls going to live with their aunt. Is that right?
No, Your Honor. I did make that decision because I hadn't been the best father, and they don't know their father very well. And a lot of the reason I made that decision, it would not be fair to them considering the circumstances. They just lost their mother and their stepfather, that they should go with a stranger. And I thought it'd be in their best interest to stay with their aunt, where they're more comfortable. That way I can reestablish a relationship in that direction.
Do you have other children, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
How many other children?
I've got 1 boy that was just born in October.
And that's your only other child?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What your lawsuit seeks, Miss Marsh, is money. You say that you had to buy bedroom furniture for the children.
Yes.
And you want him to pay for the bedroom furniture that you purchased, and also braces for both girls.
Yes, at least help with these expenses.
He has a defense with regard to the furniture because he says he wasn't consulted. With regard to the braces, I'm going to get to that in a minute. Did your sister have a home?
She lived with her mother-in-law.
And I assume that the girls had furniture there.
They had a waterbed frame that was about 30 years old with a mattress thrown in. That's what they had for bedroom furniture.
I assume you went to court with regard to the issue of custody, and you were awarded legal custody of the girls?
Yes, I was awarded legal custody. I didn't have to go to court. He defaulted.
But you went to court. You have a court order giving you custody.
Oh, yes, yes.
Was there a support order entered as well for the 2 girls?
Yes, there is.
Is he currently paying that support order?
No.
What is the order?
$1,026 a month.
And when was that support order made?
December 1st is when it was to be start being paid.
Have you paid that money?
Your Honor, I was never informed of any court order, and as far as the legal custody goes, nothing has ever gone to court. Her lawyer had sent me a notice that he had dropped the case.
Are you telling me, sir, that you never received notification that you were to pay $1,026 a month for the support of your children?
No, Your Honor, not at all.
Well, how much money have you voluntarily paid for the support of your children since December?
As far as sending her monetary amounts of money, I've sent none at this moment. I had my youngest daughter over with me for the summer. She was going to live with me, and she decided to go back. I had provided her with the school clothes and things that she needed to go back to school.
Okay.
I've been in contact with them, but...
But that's since September, so we're talking about 7 months. Ms. Marsh has taken over financial responsibility for the girls. That's not her financial responsibility, that's yours.
Yeah, I agree.
So why haven't you sent her any money?
I really have no excuse for it. The Social Security benefits, they are receiving the death benefits.
Do the children receive death benefits through Social Security?
Yes, I do.
In what amount?
$716 total.
For both girls?
For both girls.
A month?
A month.
Any other benefits that the children receive?
No. The life insurance that their mom has left them, they will receive when they're 18.
In what amount?
$10,000 apiece. And then the auto insurance monies, they will receive at the age of 25, 30, and 35.
And how much was that?
I don't know what it's going to be after it's accumulated interest through the annuities, but it was $50,000 less 25% for the attorneys.
For each of the children?
Total.
Okay. Mr. Vizina, $716 a month does not take care of 2 girls. Now, Ms. Marsh has to understand that she cannot go out and obligate you to purchase things for the girls by buying them and then telling you about the expenses. But I have a problem, and I want you to tell me, with regard to what I consider necessaries for the children, which are orthodontic braces, why you feel as if you are not responsible for that.
Right now, my youngest daughter, she doesn't have all her permanent teeth in yet.
She's 13 years old.
She's 13. When she was with us last September or August, I can't remember exactly which month, but she had already lost a tooth there. She doesn't have all her permanent teeth in. And want to get them mature enough to get all the permanent teeth in before spend money on the braces in order to... So
Where did you go to dental school? Where did you go to dental school?
I never did. It just wouldn't make any sense, Your Honor, if she's losing teeth when she's got braces on there if all her permanent teeth aren't in yet.
Everybody puts braces on before they're 13. My father was a dentist.
I guess, Your Honor.
You guessed wrong. Can I see the report from the dentist?
Yes.
Thank you. Miss Marsh, do you have other children?
Yes, I have 2 girls.
About
2
the same
teenage
age?
girls. I've got one 19 and one 16.
Oh. They get along? Sometimes.
Yeah.
This is just for Kim.
Right. I can't afford to take both of them. I just can't afford it.
Do you have a report with regard to the need for the other child to have braces?
No.
Do you have the court order for $1,026 a month?
Yes, I do.
May I see it, please? Mr. Vizina, who do you work for?
News company in Fort Collins, Colorado.
How long have you worked there?
About 4 months.
What kind of work do you do?
Sales and distribution.
Are you the only source of income in your household?
Right now, my fiance has part-time work.
So you are the only source of income in your household?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any other support that comes into your household from the state?
No, Your Honor.
How much do you earn?
A little under $700 every 2 weeks.
Before you worked for a news company, sir, where did you work?
I was a nightclub disc jockey. It's kind of floating from nightclub to nightclub doing private parties.
You still do that part-time?
Just part-time, just a couple hours a night filling.
So you paid for that work in cash?
Not very much, but yes.
You have health insurance pursuant to your employment agreement?
I do. I was looking into putting a family. My 2 daughters on the health insurance.
Mm-hmm.
It would have cost me probably over half of my monthly wages to put a family. The braces, as an example, She needed to call me on that and tell me what the monthly payments were. I don't have any problem helping pay for the braces. I just need to know what I'm supposed to pay. I'll be blindsided by it.
Mr. Vizina, it is clear to me, sir, that for a very long time you were perfectly comfortable that your former wife and her husband were taking care of these two girls and that you had no responsibility. You were not in their lives. You went on with your life. The girls clearly had a good life, I assume, with their mother and their stepfather, and they were not a financial burden on you. They are now.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kathleen Marsh says her former brother-in-law, Jeffrey Vesna, owes her for dental and furniture bills. Jeffrey admits he hasn't been the best father.
They're your responsibility. The fact that their aunt has chosen to assume their care does not relieve you of the financial obligation to support them. You should have been sending them money since September, since they were living with you, or one of them at least, during some of the summer months. You knew from September on, when she decided to go back to live with her other sister and her aunt, that support had to be forthcoming from you. And the fact that you don't earn a lot of money suggests to me that at minimum you should have said, I want to send you, without an order, $200 a month, $250 a month, just to show that I want to do the right thing. You didn't do that.
Your Honor, yes, I did. I have talked to her, and I said, look, we need to sit down. I was going to sit down with my fiance, figure out all the bills, the finances, get everything, take care of the major bills that need to be taken care of in the household, and I already elected and told her I would send her money
didn't do
every
anything.
month.
Mr.
She never got back to me. Next thing I know...
She doesn't have to get back to you.
I didn't know about the court case, Your Honor.
I don't care about court case. I'm talking about father case, Mr. Vizina. Father case. Doesn't have to be court case. You don't have to say we want to sit down and talk to you. Her life is in a turmoil. She has two daughters. She's taken on two teenagers that she's taken on because you were a non-parent for the last 10 years or more. It's not her responsibility. She's taken, her life is turned upside down. Not yours. You go on. You have another baby. You have a fiancé. You do your thing. Your life's not been turned around. She doesn't have to sit down with you. You just have to write out a check. That doesn't take a lot of sitting. And when the court gets around to making a support order and formalizing it, then you know what your bottom line obligation is. You have a substantial obligation here, sir. They're going to start taking out of your salary $1,026 a month because you didn't show up at this hearing. And what you're going to have to do is then you're going to have to move to open up the default in this case. It's going to cost you money to say either I was never served, I didn't know, what else. But you know what the law says now? The law says that if they can prove that you were served with these papers and just chose not to come, they are not going to reduce any of the arrears that have accrued since December. So every single month since December, you're going to owe $1,026, and they're going to start taking out of your check. So you better hurry up and get a job. You got it? Because he's going to be hustling around to support these two children who he hasn't supported since they were babies. When was the last time you sent money pursuant to a court order for the support of your two children?
Sent money out of my own pocket. As far as after my ex-wife died, no, I haven't.
No, before she died.
I'll admit I haven't.
Shh. Before she died.
Before she died, I never had to. It came directly out of my paycheck.
When was the last time it came directly out of your paycheck?
I don't recall the exact
What year?
date. This last year, 2000.
I believe I have something on that, actually.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
Your Honor, they knew how to get a hold of me. They were going through the state of Wyoming. The state of Wyoming is the middleman taking care of all this, so...
Just a minute. Just a minute. So you were under a court order, and it was coming directly out of your check, the amount of $325.40. Is that right?
That sounds like it might be right. The last I knew, the court order was higher than that.
As of this date, you owe $23,765.55 for the support of your children.
Yes, I do, and there's a reason it's that high, too, but you probably don't want to hear that either.
I don't want to hear that reason. Mr. Vizina, I assume you were working someplace else at the time this $325 came out of your check. Is that right?
It's working for, I believe it was Airmotive, painting aircraft.
So that's where this money was coming out of?
I believe it was coming out of there.
But then when you moved over to news, did you ask them to start taking out money?
There was no current support order. Since my ex-wife had passed away, the support order, there was no current support order out there. I had contacted the state of Wyoming Child Services about the child support. They said there was no existing order. They don't even have one on record, and if they did, they would have contacted me.
You contacted them why? Why did you contact them?
About child support and about making arrangements for my arrearages, paying off my back child support.
Just a minute. Or did you contact them and say, my former wife died, so she's no longer the payee? Did you tell them that?
No, Your Honor, I did. They told me that. I went in and explained to them the situation that I was going to, at one time I was going to try to bring the girls home to live with me. But I thought it wouldn't be right for me to do that because of the fact that I haven't been a terrific father. They don't know me very well, so I wanted to leave them where they'd be more comfortable with their aunt. They know their aunt, keep them around their friends because of their age. It would have been awful hard, very traumatic on them to bring them down home with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm paying the price for it now. I'm paying the price for it now. In more than monetary value.
Miss Marsha's paying the price for it
Well,
now.
yes, she is.
I would like to just touch on that subject as far as the children's furniture expenses. During the funeral, I told him those girls had nothing. I told him they had no clothes, they had no furnishings, and that I was going to have to take care of all that. And he was just like, oh, geez, that's just too bad. And that's all there was said about it. He would not volunteer to help me out at all.
Okay. The problem is, Marsha, is you cannot purchase something like furniture and then say, now I want him to pay for it. Okay. Consult him later. Sir, listen to me. There is no question in my mind, Mr. Vizina, that the court there notified you of these proceedings, either by serving you personally or by serving you by substituted service. You elected not to appear to travel to the state of Washington. There is no question in my mind that you were notified. Now, you may not have been notified, sir, with regard to the amount of the order, because the order was entered by default. And one of the reasons that Ms. Marsh has not been able to collect this order was because they don't know your Social Security number, they don't know your date of birth, they don't have your driver's license and the state number, because I assume that you need your car to get to work? Shh, listen to me. You need your car to get to work?
Yes. Well, actually, no. I drive my work vehicle, bring it home with me. So technically,
you need
no.
a driver's license
Yes,
to go
I
to
do.
work?
Yes, Your Honor.
Unless you pay support, sir, they're going to take away your driver's license.
Yes, Your
I'm just
Honor, I
telling you
understand.
that. You
I
understand that. I'm sure you've been advised of that. They don't mess around with child support anymore. They're almost as maniacal as I used to be when I was a sitting judge about collecting child support. You have your wallet with you, sir? You have your wallet with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Take it out. You have your Social Security card in there?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Take it out. Can I have a Social Security card, please? And while I'm doing this, you can take out his driver's license, too. Now what we're going to do, Ms. Marsh, is we're going to make copies of both of these documents that you can furnish the court so that they will have his Social Security number and his driver's license. And we also know that currently he is working at a news company, that his monthly gross income is somewhere between $1,400 and $1,600 a month, and that he has additional income from part-time work, and that is probably paid in cash, clearly not reported. Got it? Mm-hmm. Perfect. So we're going to make copies of that before we give him back to Mr. Vizina. You now have a mechanism to attach his salary. Now, that may not be effective because he may move. Mm-hmm. But while your sister may have had all of his information, you didn't. So I see this order is blank with regard to the pertinent information, how to get in touch with him. Right. Sometimes the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. But if you're going to buy things for the girls, and if you want to obligate him, other than the support order, you have to contact him first. He has to be notified first. But I believe, having read the orthodontist's report, at least one of your nieces is in need of having this done yesterday, since he is not forthcoming with either support, and since the order that was entered says that he is to maintain insurance for the children, which I assume he has not done because he says he was looking into that and he hasn't done it. I'm entering a judgment in your favor in the amount of $3,850, which will cover the girl's treatment. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may...
Beauchamp is suing his former friend, 32-year-old Amy Rubino, for an unpaid loan. Amy says the money wasn't a loan until she turned down his proposal for marriage. She is countersuing for harassment.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 435 on the calendar in the matter of Beauchamp versus Rubino. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Beauchamp, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were friends. And beginning sometime in 1999, you started to make a series of small loans to the defendant. In total, you say $500. Friendship terminated, and you want your money.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant says that no time did she borrow $500 from you. She said that she only borrowed $200, but because of the stress that you put her through, she doesn't owe you anything and is counterclaiming for that stress in the amount of $500. What kind of loans, Mr. Beauchamp?
I loaned Miss Rubino a total of $500 from October through December of 1999. The first time she asked me to borrow $100 for her dog. I guess he needed some care or something, so I did loan her the $100. On the second occasion, she had a bed on layaway at a furniture store, and she was about $100 short for that. I did offer to loan her the money for that. And she had wrote a series of bad checks at a bar in Omaha, and she needed to borrow some money to cover those checks, and I did loan that to her.
How much?
The total came to about $500.
No. Not what I asked you. You say the total. This is a court, sir.
Yes.
$100 for the dog, $100 for the bed. How much was the third loan, sir?
That would have been the amount of about $120.
What else?
And then the next loan, the final loan, would have been to, again, cover checks in her checking account. And
That's
that total,
not true. Just a minute.
And that came to a total of about $500.
Mr. Beauchamp, so far you haven't established to my satisfaction that you loaned her any money. Because when somebody comes to court, they have dates. They say, on such and such a date, I made a loan in the amount of $100. 2 days later, a week later, I made a loan of another $100. Then you don't tell me it was about $120. And after that, well, all of them totaled $500. You have no clue. You should keep a record of when you lend somebody money.
I do have a letter in my possession that she had sent to me
Then let me see
in
it,
November.
sir.
Okay.
Maybe that will help me.
It's a letter written by Miss Rubino.
Ah, so you acknowledge you owed him $500.
That was before. I said that to basically get him off my back.
No. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Yes, I did it one time. I no longer feel that way. Well, no.
This
and
was
there's
only
reasons.
a few months ago, madam. A few months ago, you wrote what I consider a straightforward letter indicating that you had been friends with the plaintiff,
yes.
that clearly in your mind he wanted more than just a friendship. You were not interested in anything more than a friendship.
True.
And that you felt as if because of the way he feels, do I look as if I need help? Because of the way he feels, you shouldn't even continue with a friendship. Pretty straightforward letter and put very well. I have your name, address, etc., and will begin paying you the monies owed, $500, as soon as I am financially able. Thank you for your helping me as I was desperate. Okay. You should keep better notes, Mr. Beauchamp. It would make my life much easier. You're just lucky that you have this letter. Otherwise, you'd be out of luck.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. I'm listening.
I do feel that I owe him $100 for my dog's situation. I do have a pet.
No, listen to me.
I borrowed that.
Shh, listen to me. November 11th of the year 2000, you wrote him this letter acknowledging a debt in the amount of $500. Tell me what happened after November 11th of the year 2000 that you believe vitiates, does away with the debt.
I think that letter is dated November 17th. The reason I'm pointing that out is my birthday was on November 12th.
November 11th.
Okay.
17th is a 1-7. This is a 1-1.
Okay, well, I know I wrote that right after my birthday in which he proposed to me. When I said no, all of a sudden he was suing me for $500. Now I want to say, for one thing, had I just gone with him and made him happy or whatever by marrying him, it was just understood I would owe him no money. You know, we'd be the best of friends and there would be no problems. I won't go all into it, but he kind of thinks everything revolves around money, every emotion, everything. And I cannot be
Right now, that's what it's all about, madam. I'm not here thinking about your emotions.
I know.
I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, therapist, counselor, or anything else.
Okay.
I'm here talking about money.
Okay.
On the 11th of November of the year 2000, you acknowledged a debt to him in the amount of $500. I want you to explain to me, after November 11th, did you pay him? Did you pay him back?
No.
Did you have a conversation with him where he said, I am forgiving the loan?
Okay, the $100 loan?
The $500 loan?
No.
So now you tell me why you don't owe him the money.
I do not any longer feel like I owe him any money because he has stalked me, showed up at family functions, and sang love songs to me when I never even invited him. He has embarrassed me, told lies, very personal lies to my sister, to my family, that have been humiliating. We always were just friends, but because he wanted it to be more, he kind of painted this picture to everyone around us.
When did you realize he wanted it to be more?
Oh, about 3 or 4 months into the relationship. I wasn't sure, but after I kept reiterating that we were just friends, about 3 or 4 months, I kind of thought, well, there might not be any talking him into just being friends.
After that, did you take any money from him?
After that,
Yeah.
no, I didn't take any money from him, but we would go out to shopping
Just a
malls.
second.
We would go out. Okay.
Just a second. When did you first meet her?
I first met her in April of 1999.
And these loans didn't begin until October of 1999.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
So if you say that you knew within the first 3 months, you
I wasn't
started
positive.
taking money
All right.
well after you knew that he cared for you in a different way than you cared for him.
I wasn't positive, Your Honor. I just had a gut feeling that there was no talking him out of just being friends, and he wanted more out of the friendship. I wasn't
Then
positive.
you should have written
but
this letter a long time ago and not compounded your foolishness by taking money from him. Or look at the second hand on your watch. The defendant has 30 seconds to tell me about her counterclaim.
I do honestly believe that because on the basis of 2 factors that I do not owe Mr. Beauchamp.
I'm talking about your counterclaim, madam, and you're wasting time.
Okay. The reason is because I encouraged my dad to hire him for at least $1,200 of projects. My dad
Counterclaim.
Well, this is the $500. This is relating to.
He's going to get the $500, madam. Now I'm talking about your counterclaim.
Okay.
You have a counterclaim for harassment.
Okay.
Mental anguish.
Your Honor, may I speak?
No,
wait,
I didn't
this
ask you a
is-
question. Sit down.
Judge, 30 seconds is up.
Maybe she didn't understand.
Okay.
So we'll
I
give her
didn't
another
understand,
30
I'm sorry.
seconds. Counterclaim.
Okay.
Stress.
The emotional distress was basically him harassing me, stalking me, lying about us having a personal relationship, an intimate relationship when we never did, and
You don't get paid
the
for
mental
that.
distress.
You don't
I
get
went
paid
to a
for that.
psychiatrist over it.
Maybe if you had terminated your friendship with him when you first had a clue, madam, that he was becoming more emotionally involved with you than you were with him, then you wouldn't be seeing a psychiatrist right now. So I'm dismissing your counterclaim. On your claim, sir, I find that she has acknowledged the debt. She has not paid the debt. You have not forgiven the debt. You are entitled to your money. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
What are you going to be, Mr. Beauchamp or Mr. Beauchamp?
I don't have great animosity towards him as long as he stays at least 200 feet away from me at all times.
Honestly, I have no hard feelings towards her at all, and I promise I'll stay with her.
And now the next case.
All parties on Harrelson versus Stracker. Step forward, please.
59-year-old corporate president Seth Harrelson is suing 53-year-old Shirley Stracker and her husband William. Seth says the Stracker's 17-year-old son Jonathan wrecked his daughter's car.
All right, Mr. Harrelson, this is your daughter, I assume?
Yes, Your Honor.
She's 16,
Yes, she is.
and you purchased a car for her.
We actually leased the car for her. We put the down payment for her, and she makes the payments.
And according to your complaint, there came a time when your daughter was out with her new car. You can stand up here with your father. And the defendant's son was there, and he asked if he could drive the car, right?
Correct.
And you said okay.
After asking him if he had a license.
You asked him if he had a license. He said yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you let him drive the car.
Yes, Your Honor.
He had an accident, and you want the defendants to pay for all of the unreimbursed expenses that your insurance didn't cover. Mr. and Mrs. Stracker say they didn't have the confidence in their son to let him take driver's ed, to let him have a driver's license. They told him they did not want him to drive yet, and that they should not be held responsible because your daughter let him drive the car. It's a very interesting scenario. Why don't you stand up, sir? Did you and your dad ever have a conversation about letting any of your friends drive your car?
I believe so.
Of course you did. I mean, that sounds normal.
That
right?
car was for her use only.
Right. So why did you let him drive the car?
Because at the time I was tired and my boyfriend was going to drive the car, but he asked and offered if he could drive, and so I agreed.
Well, did you have your father's permission to let your boyfriend drive the car?
No.
I assume that your boyfriend has driven the car before.
Yes.
Without your parents' permission.
Yes.
You didn't know that anybody else was driving this car, I assume.
Wasn't aware of it.
I'm sure. I've had kids of my own who were 16, who I had this discussion with 5 times over.
But we know nothing until after it happens, and then we get smarter.
Right. Tell me about the accident.
We were coming down the street, and upon making a right turn, he stopped in the middle of the lane because he almost missed the street he was supposed to turn right on. And he went to make the right turn, but he made it too late. He pulled into the opposing traffic lane. An oncoming car was coming. He jerked the wheel to the right. He hit off of a curb. The impact from the curb sent us all the way across the other side of the street onto another curb, a lawn, and into a bush, which stopped us from hitting the fence.
What happened when your father found out that he was driving the car?
He was angry. I was grounded for a while.
Now, when did your son turn 16?
July 16th.
Did he ask you to take driver's ed and all that other stuff that kids ask you to take?
Well, I don't recall if he asked me, but I had planned on letting him take it later on, you know, but not now.
Why?
Well, I have 4 sons, and my 3 older ones, I did not allow them to get a car or get their license until they were able to pay for their own car, their own insurance. So, and this was just the rules, so that was the way I was going to have it with him also.
Did you tell him that?
Well, he knew that. Yeah, I've told him that.
What's your first name?
Jonathan.
So you never took driver's ed?
No.
So tell me why you asked Lacey if you could drive the car.
Well, I was just joking around. I didn't really think that she'd let me drive the car. And then she did let me drive the car, which was surprising because she actually did know I did not have a license.
How did she know that?
We've known each other for a while. Everyone in our group of friends makes fun of me because they know I'm not getting my license till I'm probably around 18 or 19, so.
That still doesn't answer my question, Jonathan. Why did you ask her if you could drive the car?
Well, I wasn't really thinking that she'd let me. I was just joking around. It was supposed to be a joke, like.
Okay, so now it was a joke, and then she said okay.
Yeah. And then I stupidly got in the driver's seat, so.
You knew that was wrong.
Yes.
Now, your mother has told me that there were clear rules in your family about not having a driver's license. Were there ever any discussions, arguments in your house, little tiffs about the driver's license?
No, we never.
You're a good kid.
I know.
I don't know if I could get away with that. Let me tell you why this case presents a problem to me, Mr. Harrelson. Ordinarily, I would say, well, he clearly is responsible for at least part of the damage to your car because he did, in fact, get behind the wheel, drove it, and he caused damage to your car, and why should you have to shoulder that yourself? The issue that's presented is, should his parents, who have done everything that they can to ensure that he not drive a car, they've made it clear to him that until he is responsible enough, he does not have their permission to do it, and they've acted on what they said. You felt you could trust your daughter, right?
Correct. I think that my only rebuttal to that would be the fact, okay, my daughter is 16. She wanted to drive a car. I took the time to take her out to parking lots, to school runs, to big areas where there was no traffic to teach her how to responsibly drive a car. Okay, I took those steps. Nobody had a sign around this boy's neck that says, I do not have a license. He knows he doesn't have a license. Nobody put him behind the wheel of that car except himself.
No, you're
Now,
wrong, sir.
so-
No, Mr. Harrelson, that's where you're mistaken. But for your daughter's permission, he would not have been behind the wheel of the car. And while you may have given her driving lessons and taught her how to drive responsibly, she still lacked the judgment and the maturity to be able to say to Jonathan, sorry, Jonathan, you can't drive my car whether you have a license or not because I've made a promise to my parents. So that my problem is, if I could hold Jonathan here partially responsible, I would do that. He's a minor, so I can't do that. I have to find that his parents knew or should have known or in some way enabled him to do what he did. And I find that quite to the contrary, they did everything to avoid his being behind the wheel of a car. That's why his parents aren't responsible. Now, if they knew that he had done this sort of thing before, I would say, yes, they are at least partially responsible. But I, quite frankly, Mr. Harrelson, cannot find them partially responsible. He is. I mean, she may have given you permission, given you the car keys and turned the car over to you, but nobody grabbed you by the throat and put you into the car. So, Mr. Harrelson, I will certainly tell young Jonathan here that he's a very young man, and if he wants to start his life out right, taking care of his own obligations, and if you want to be mature enough, and if you want to drive a car before you're 50 years old, because I guarantee you, I'm looking at your mother in your mother's house, you ain't going to drive a car so soon. Now, in the law, because Jonathan is a minor, I cannot enter a judgment against him. I could enter a judgment against his parents for contributory negligence, because he was contributorily negligent in this accident. But I would have to satisfy myself that they in some way either knew, actively or tacitly, or encouraged him to get behind the wheel of a car, any car, and that would be by participating in him getting a license, by participating in driver's ed. Quite the contrary. In their case, sir, he was told, you can't drive. But you have to understand, Mr. Harrelson, but for the actions of your agent, and in this situation, your daughter was your agent, because you chose to give her a car. You gave her certain rules, which she violated with regard to other people driving the car. So, but for her actions, we would not be here today. Therefore, I can impugn her negligence in letting him drive that car to you. His parents didn't allow him to do that. And if I were to say that they were financially responsible to you, I would be impugning his negligence to them. And they did everything that they could to see to it that their son did not drive a car until they thought he was responsible. I'm telling you, your daughter may know how to drive a car, but she violated your trust on many more than this one occasion. So grounded is one thing, but I would rethink it in any event. For the reasons that I've outlined, your lawsuit is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You can step out.
72-year-old Betty Crowell is suing 21-year-old student Michael Roman for wrecking her car. Betty's granddaughter, 18-year-old student Mira Crowell, says she loaned the car to Michael after a party.
Order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 527 on the calendar in the matter of Crowell versus Roman. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Miss Crowell, I assume that this is your granddaughter.
Yes.
And you had a car. You let your granddaughter borrow your car.
Yes.
Your granddaughter allowed the defendant to drive the car.
Right.
The defendant was in an accident.
Yes.
Damaged your car. You want him to pay for it. Right?
Right.
You, step up here. What's your first name?
Mira.
All right, Mira, when did you borrow your grandmother's car?
On January 11th.
How long had you been driving?
Since I've been 15 years old.
Did you have a license when you were 15?
I had a learner's permit. I've been driving with my parents.
All right, now on the 11th of January, where did you meet Mr. Roman?
At a friend's house. We met at a friend's house in the early afternoon. And then in the late afternoon, like around 4 or 5, he asked to borrow my car to run his own personal errands.
Speak not until I get to you. Go ahead.
To run his own personal errands. And then he returned my car around 7 o'clock after dark.
When he said he wanted to borrow the car to run his own personal errands, he didn't say personal errands.
No, he said he was going by his house or to his work or something. It was in the same general area. So I told him he could use the car because I'd driven with him before, and he drove perfectly fine. And I wasn't breaking any of the rules that my grandmother and I had agreed on when she let me use the car. And I had signed a contract for that. And
you mean you signed a contract with your grandmother?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Good for you. Let me see the contract. Who prepared this agreement?
I did.
You crossed out number 1.
Because I started growing my hair out.
You had cut your hair very short?
Mm-hmm.
Like a crew cut?
No, well, I cut it really short and...
Long in the front?
Yeah, it was long in the front.
Bird, I just want... Grandma's a tough cookie. I will not acquire any tattoos on my body. I will not allow any parts of my body to be pierced. Not use any drugs. Not smoke anything. Not consume any alcohol prior to age of 21. And never while driving the car. Maintain the car in clean condition. Will attend school. Take driver's ed. Will work or travel or attend school every summer. Will drive defensively, cautiously, and will not allow anyone under the age of 21 to drive this car. You signed it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great.
Can I get a copy of this?
You sure can.
Thank you.
Bird wants a copy. You don't mind, do you? Okay. In any event, how old are you?
21.
So?
Can I, first bite?
Shh. I'm not with you yet. So when he came back after borrowing the car, what happened?
He came inside and...
How much later?
A few hours. And he came inside and told me he had something to tell me. And I was like, you know, what? And he told me he wrecked my car, he'd been in an accident. And I thought he was joking because I didn't believe it. And he brought me outside to show it to me. And then he proceeded to apologize to me for wrecking my car and told me that he would take care of it for me. He told me then that he hadn't filled out an accident or police report. And so I asked him if we could do that. And he said, no, we can't, because it was a hit and run and it wasn't my fault. And at that point, I said, okay, well, I don't know what to do about it then, so we'll wait till tomorrow.
When did you let your grandmother know about the accident?
I was out of town. My mother died, and I was in Alabama taking care. She had just died and taking care of that, and I was going through that trauma. So Chris, my son-in-law, tried to take care of things for me. So.
Okay. When did you tell your father?
I told my father the next day. And he told me to contact my insurance company and see what they had to say, which I did. And they didn't. They said that they wouldn't do anything because the insurance that I had wasn't collision insurance or...
What kind of car was this?
A 1993 Honda Civic EX.
You had personal injury insurance, but no collision, I assume.
Because I'm on a limited income, and with a teenager driving, I couldn't afford collision.
Collision.
It was about twice as much with the liability.
Okay. Can I see photographs of the car?
Yes, ma'am.
They're in the packet, Your Honor. They're on the back of Section 3 is the 3 estimates we got to repair the car, and the pictures are at the back of Section 3.
Thank you. Okay. You're up.
You ready? All right. Basically, how it started is I was at a party that I had met her. I think maybe this contract that she just gave you must be pretty recent for the fact that probably the first five.
All I want to know is how you got the car and how you got into this accident.
Okay. I'm going to let you know. Basically, I was at this party. I had met, we had mutual friends. I had met her that night. It was late. Wasn't any time in the daytime. It was nighttime. Early morning, maybe 3, 4 in the morning. I was on my way out. I had plenty of friends there that could have given me a ride. I had no reason to ask her for the car. She asked me if I could pick up one of her friends, that her friend Wilma or somebody needed to be picked up, that she was having problems with her mom. She needed to get out of the house. So I said, look, at the same time, I need to bring my record back home. I've been up, tired. I need to bring it home. So I proceeded to bring my book bag home. On the way back...
I don't understand. I just didn't understand that, sir. Did I not understand it on purpose? First, you tell me she asked you to pick up her friend Wilma, and then you started to fumpy over, you had a book bag and a record, you wanted to bring it home. Let's get to. She asked you to pick up her friend Wilma. You also wanted to take a record home?
No, my record bag home, because I had it with me and I was...
So you wanted to take your record bag home. Stop playing with the pen. You wanted to take your record bag home.
Yeah.
So, now that I understand that, continue. So you said...
Well, after that, I told her that, I explained to her that, look, I didn't have insurance. I didn't have a car at the time, but I had a valid driver's license.
You had this whole discussion?
Yeah.
Listen to me. I want you to tell me everything that happened. Not everything that you believe should have happened, that you would have liked to have been said. Do you understand? Because I have had children who are teenagers, who are 19 and 20 and 21 years old. And if somebody asks you to take a friend home and you want to take your book bag home, you do not have a conversation about whether you have a valid driver's license or is there insurance on the car. Listen to me. Listen to me. Now, you listen to me, because I'm smarter than you. You could live to be 200, you won't be as smart as I am. Do you understand that?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 18-year-old Mira Crowell says she loaned her grandmother's car to Michael Roman. Mira says Michael wrecked it and refuses to pay.
Just tell me the truth. Simple, clean, and easy. You were going to go pick up a friend and also go to your house to bring home a book bag.
Exactly.
Right.
But this wasn't on my choice. I didn't want to. From the beginning, once again, I did not want to bring her or even do her the favor of bringing
Then you don't do it.
Exactly.
Then you...
Exactly.
Then you don't do it.
Okay, exactly. But
Good.
She continued.
But you got... I don't care whether you're going to tell me that she continued to beg you, plead you, whatever. Put the pen down. Stop scratching your ear. You don't get behind the wheel of a car if you didn't want to do it. You did want to do it, so you got behind the wheel of her car. Is that right? Did she, in fact, point a gun in your head and say, go get my friend? Yes or no?
No.
Did she take out a knife, threaten you in any way?
No.
Did she threaten to call the police if you didn't do her this favor?
No.
Did she threaten to tell your family that you had done something grotesque to her?
No, ma'am.
No. So you got her keys, and you got in the car.
She gave me the keys.
Yes,
and I,
she gave you the keys.
Proceeded to go home to bring my record back home.
So the first thing you did was go home, right?
Right.
So you took care of your chore first, right?
Exactly.
Good. When did you get into the accident?
The reason, let me take one step back. The reason that...
No, you listen to me. You took your book bag home.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take your book bag home before or after the accident?
Before the accident.
So you got home with your book bag and there was no accident.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you left your house, where was your next stop?
To her friend's house.
And how far away was that from your house?
Maybe 3 miles.
And how far did you get before you had the accident?
Maybe 2 miles.
Now tell me about the accident.
I was coming down Highway 50, and that's a main highway, state road. There was a Cadillac in the fast lane. I was in the medium lane, the middle lane, proceeding down the road. I noticed that they kind of were driving hazardous. Whoever the person was driving just tapping their brake lights. They were kind of swerving. They proceeded to get in front of me, so I switched over lanes because I noticed, you know.
You switched over to the fast lane?
Yeah, I switched over to the fast lane to not be in back of them. They slammed on their brakes and turned this way, back into my lane. The bumper of the back bumper of her car touched the front bumper of the Civic. Spun me off into there was a construction site going on at the time. There was temporary construction signs. Spun me off into a median. One of the temporary signs hit the windshield, spun me back off into the middle of the road. And I stopped the car, pulled it over. And as soon as I got out of the car, the other car kept going. So I proceeded to pull the car over into a parking lot because there was a mall right there. So I pulled it over, looked at the car, see if it was drivable. I realized that I wasn't too far from home. I was really nervous. I had previously explained to him that, you know, I didn't personally have insurance.
I don't believe that.
Okay, but...
So let's get over that. I don't believe that you personally explained to her that you had no insurance. That's not consistent with human...
That's a big part of my case. I mean...
It may be a big part of your case. I don't believe it.
But that...
I don't believe it.
Okay, so anyway, so basically after that had happened, I was nervous. I was kind of shook about the whole situation with the car. So I knew I was only maybe a mile and a half from the house where the party was going on still. Brought her back the car, explained to her the situation that had happened, brought her outside, showed her the car, and explained to her that I felt that we should call the cops and that I would personally tell them that I was driving and that at least they would have a police report of some sort. And from then on, we continued on. Nothing had happened. She never called the cops. 3 days later, we continued partying. We hung out. I continued to drive the car. She let me borrow the car the next day.
Did you let her borrow the car the next day?
Yes. And can I explain why?
Sure.
Because he had a pager, and he said that that was the only number he would give us, was his pager number. And he said that if he didn't get it paid for, that day it was going to get shut off. And I didn't want to I didn't want to lose contact with him. And the car was not, I wasn't going to drive it wrecked, like all the way.
Baloney. That's a fib. All you have to do is have his name. You call the police. You say he was in an accident with my car. It was a hit and run. Somebody hit the car. Police come. They take his name. They take his address. I guarantee you he doesn't need a cell phone in order for you to stay in contact with him. So that's a lot of baloney. You know it and I know it. What do you want to say? You want to say something in defense of that?
In defense of Muir, if I could.
In defense of that baloney that she let him drive the car again after he wrecked it?
No.
Of course not. You don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
Right. There is no defense for that, right?
I agree.
Good.
Basically, one thing I was just trying to say is that, I mean, basically from the beginning of the whole situation when we first talked, I told her that I did not want to use the car, and I personally would not take responsibility.
Roman, listen to me, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I don't see why you don't.
We take responsibility for our actions. When somebody coerces you, threatens you with physical harm, sometimes people have to do things that they would ordinarily not do. If what you want me to believe is you were coerced into using this car because this young woman begged you, pleaded with you, wouldn't take no for an answer, and if you want me to accept that as an excuse, I will not.
No, that's not what I'm saying. If you let me finish, you'll hear what I'm saying. I personally just did not, regardless if it's my friend, if it was her, if it's any friend, if I do not have insurance, which I do not, and at the time I was going through problems with my car and my insurance and payments on that, I let her know. You see what I'm saying? That I did not have, no, just let me finish.
You said it before, and I'm telling you, you're a liar. At 4 o'clock in the morning, when you said this happened, you don't have a conversation with her and say to her, I'm going to take your car, and I'm going to first drop off my book bag at my house. Then I'll go pick up your friend. But by the way, I'm having trouble with my car and my own insurance, so therefore I don't have insurance. I hope you have insurance. Does that sound right to you as the parent of teenagers? It's inconsistent with Bird's and my experience as a parent.
You're still not understanding what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm understanding you.
Not.
Oh, believe me. I'm understanding. You know what I'm understanding? Shh. You know what I'm understanding? You had an accident, and you got to pay for the car. You were driving, your fault. You were driving, your fault. Because if a Cadillac is in front of me swerving, what you do is you very slowly put on the brake. You slow down to about 20 miles an hour, and you let the Cadillac get really far in front of you because it's 4 o'clock in the morning. They probably had a whole bunch to drink, and you want to stay as far away from them as possible. That's what you do when you're an adult and when you are driving defensively. However, when you're a 21-year-old idiot, right, then you get right on the behind of the Cadillac, you move around, they change lanes, you change lanes, and all of a sudden you get into an accident. Not on purpose. You didn't mean to destroy her car, but you destroyed her car. She doesn't have collision insurance. She has liability insurance, which means that if you had killed somebody, that insurance would have had to have been responsible. But because you just wrecked the car, who was supposed to be responsible? Mrs. Cromwell, who was taking care of funeral arrangements? Her granddaughter, who was at the house, was nowhere near this accident? Or you, who had just taken care of your own chore, dropping off your own bag in your own house at 4 o'clock in the morning? Who do you think should be responsible? Or Bird, who was home in his house sleeping at 4 o'clock in the morning? You think about that, not you.
First, I'm telling you, I did not take responsibility for the car from the beginning. I told her that before I left. I didn't need, you can laugh about it.
Let me ask you a question, sir.
It might be funny, but I mean, it's not.
No,
really.
it's not. You're not funny. I want to tell you something. You're not funny. How many times has your license been suspended?
Once.
How did I know that?
How'd you know that?
Yeah, how did I know that?
Probably because they looked up my license and brought you papers and did that, Shamil?
Really?
I mean, did
Just a second. Just a second. Is that what you think? You think that they looked up your record and they brought me papers?
Well, I'm sure, possibly. I mean,
No, I'm telling you, sir, that's not how I know that your driver's license had been suspended at age 21.
Then you tell
At
me.
least once.
You let me know.
How did I know?
I don't.
Because I'm smart.
That's
it. You want to know something? Even Bird knew your license had been suspended at least once. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Because he's smart. The only one who just don't get it is you. When you destroy somebody's property, you have to pay for it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,012.93. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Hello guys, this is neem oil and this is change your life. You know my hair growth is very good. You look at my hair. This all about this one oil. Halal Veda oil. This is very beautiful. You can use and apply on hair and just leave it 3 to 4 minutes. 1.5 hour and then wash it on your favorite shampoo, acidic free shampoo, and you can see the result of this oil. Okay, this is the oil. I love it, this oil, but you can also love it till you try this oil. This is very beautiful oil. I very love it. I also recommend you to use this oil and see your hair growth how fast going. And the second thing I will show you for perfume. This perfume is very expensive. This perfume, one of the best perfume in the world, Fog, and I also love it and fully recommend it to you to use this perfume. And this is price, I think so, this price is 2 to 5 likes. Okay. And perfume is so good. Oh, give me a minute. This is the oil. This is the perfume. You can see very best perfume. And this is this little perfume, Zarar. Very best perfume, fully recommended. And I will show you, this is my shoes. You can see that. Wait a minute, I will show you. And this is my shoes. One of the best shoes in the world. My camera can't focus on it. Yes. This is the bedroom. Osaka, and this is me, the one and only Raheel Ahmad Khan Niaz. This is the UTF. So this is my little bit home tour. You can also enjoy it. So please subscribe, like, share, subscribe for more this like content. Focus on me, brother. Yeah. Ooh, and I will show you one thing. It's very expensive. Look at this watch. Look at this watch. What a shiny look. I will show you it. What a beautiful watch. This is one of the one in the world. Wait a minute. This is the watch. You can see this. Oh. What a beautiful watch. This watch is this is watch. You can see it. And this is the FIA PIA charge. Shring, shring. So I will keep it back with the place. Where is the, what the fuck is this? What the hell is this going? Where is this pin? Where is this pin? No, this is not good for me. Let him put him back to his jaga jagiyas. Okay, you can learn English from me. Put it back. And where is our aeroplane? This is our aeroplane. I will put it back. This is our warranty card, 10-year warranty. I will put it back, and just close the door. This is our box. Just look at me, how beautiful I am. Who is this? Look at this oil, herbal fresh oil. Wait a minute, just let me focus on it. Just look at these shoes. This is very beautiful shoes. I like it. Look at these blacky shoes. What the hell is this shoes? Oh. I love this shoes. Can I hand here please? Just look at my foot. This is my first video on YouTube. Just please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will share this more expensive water like this. Look at the shoes. This is the Gandagir shoes. Oh. Let's take some cinematic shots. Just so guys, this is Ryan. Like, subscribe, share, and share the video to all your friends. Okay, goodbye.